Tonight on Empire Sports Network at 11 o'clock, it's Kilgore, Belzer, and Wander facing off on pros and cons. But now, stay tuned for Buffalo's Sabres hockey. You're watching Empire Sports Network.
You're watching the Empire Sports Network, the home of hometown heroes.
This Empire Sports Network exclusive telecast of Buffalo Sabres hockey is a copyrighted presentation of Niagara Frontier Sports Productions, a division of Niagara Frontier Hockey, LP. If the Buffalo Sabres are going to be an NHL force this season, they need to be one this month. Buffalo plays 12 games in the next 28 days, the most concentrated and heaviest part of the schedule thus far. The Sabres do play 15 games over 31 days in March, but 9 of those are on the road. And by that time, the race for the top spots in the Adams division could just about be decided. Montreal, Boston, and Quebec are opening a widening gap at the top of the division as the Sabres have struggled through road miseries. But December has 8 games on the home schedule where the Sabres are at their best. Buffalo is mostly home for the holidays, and a weekend pair of home games begins tonight. By the new year, what's to be may be decided.
In Buffalo, it's the New York Islanders and Buffalo Sabres. Sabres hockey is brought to you in part by Dodge. Come see your Team Dodge dealers. Pepsi Cola, gotta have it. And Diet Pepsi, you've got the right one, baby. The Western New York GMC truck dealers. GMC, they have the strength of experience. Molson, the call comes down from Canada. Crisp, clean, refreshing Molson. Answer the call. Hello once again, everybody, and welcome to our broadcast this evening. A funny thing happened leaving the Forum from Montreal on Monday night. After dropping a 3-0 decision to the Canadiens, the players, the Sabres that is, had a time to think within, to reevaluate their performance of late. And since that quiet plane ride home on Monday night, they've had plenty of time to work on it. It's not a question of talent right now. Willing seems to be the word to make the statement. Willing to work together. They'll get a chance to work together starting tonight, as you heard, about starting the grueling schedule of December. They'll go against a team that just lost the Pittsburgh Penguins 7-3 on Tuesday night, and the New York Islanders always have to make room for positioning and improvement, and that they are a very improved team. I'll be back with my broadcast partner, Jim Lorenz, right after this.
Do you know something about treadmills?
You mean like for gerbils?
Do any of your treadmills have interval training?
I'm not sure what you mean.
Can you set it up for me in my home?
Not handy with tools, huh?
Doesn't anyone here know anything about treadmills?
Come see the latest in treadmills and fitness equipment at G&G Fitness.
Right now, you can get 21 extra bags of groceries into a Dodge Caravan, or 14 extra family pets, or almost enough extra equipment for a Pee Wee League football team. Because for the price of a regular Caravan, you can get a Grand Caravan. That's 25 extra cubic feet of space at no extra charge, for savings up to $21.50 during the Dodge Awards Celebration Sale. Because the only thing better than America's best-selling minivan is more of it. See your nearest Dodge dealer today.
Couple of minutes away from the opening face-off of tonight's game with the Islanders and Sabres. John Gertler with Jim Lorenz talking about the schedule. It all begins this evening. It's a wild one.
Yeah, tonight, of course, against the Islanders, Sunday night against New Jersey, and then the Sabres play 6 consecutive games against Adams Division rivals. 2 against Hartford, 2 against Boston, Montreal, and Quebec, 4 of the 6 games are on the road, and I think that this is a very critical time, not only for the team, but for some individuals on this hockey club who really haven't been performing the way that they should and the way that the Sabres had expected them to perform. I mean, you look at some of the statistics, Dale Hawerchuk with only 5 goals, a notorious slow starter, but how long can you continue to wait? Most of his points have come on the power play. Wayne Presley, just 5 goals, 8 assists for 13 points. They expect more offense out of him. Brad May, only 7 goals, 4 assists, only 11 points. Players like this have to start to carry some of the load. You can't expect Pat LaFontaine, Mogilny, and Andreychuk to carry it every night, although they have been trying, and they've been quite successful at that. But this is just not the way a hockey club works. This team has to get more production from certain players. And I look at it this way. You've got some guys down in Rochester. I know in the past sometimes general managers, they would try to throw the fear of God into you by saying, we're going to bring these players up, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. Well, I would bring them up. I would call down there and say...
I think Scott Thomas is ready to come up.
Well, I would say, let's have a look at Scott Thomas. Let's bring him up here. Let's see where he's at. Let's see where Savaglia is at. Joseph Cherney, the young 18-year-old, who they're very high on, has had an outstanding season so far in Rochester. And let's reevaluate Philip Boucher. I would bring these 4 players in and take any 4 you want out of the lineup except Pat LaFontaine and let these guys play. Sometimes even the best players in the world need to be shook up, and I think that this might shake them up a little bit.
Can we evaluate something right at the moment? Back on the goal line, goaltender Darren Pupa receiving the wrath from fans, media as well, critique on our side of the fence. I thought he played a strong game on Monday night. Suggestion possibly to the management to say, give him the starting role, let him play the remaining 65 or whatever.
Well, I think that, John, that he's proven that he wants the #1 position, and I personally think he's played well enough to be called a #1 goaltender here. I know there's been a lot of talk about, Grant Fuhr, other goalies, Van Beesbrook, the Sabres interested in them. Sure, maybe they're interested, but I'm just wondering if their interest is as great as everyone seems to think it is, because I don't think that the goaltending is that big of a problem here. I think the problem is back of the blue line. They have a bunch of youngsters back there. They're not very physical. Visiting forwards, whether they're in this building or whether they're in their own building, really take advantage of the Sabre defense. They know that they're not going to get hit when they go in the corners. They know they're not going to get roughed up, so they go in there not thinking about that, and that has certainly cost the Buffalo Sabres. Just one other point, too. We're talking every time the Sabres, and this is historically since Dave Andreychuk has been here, every time the Sabres go bad, everyone picks on Andreychuk. Here's a guy that scored 19 goals. It's the 5th highest total in the NHL. He's leading the team in goals. I mean, maybe you can criticize him now and then, but you can't start blaming the Sabres' woes on Dave Andreychuk.
Considering he only had 6 points after 20 games last year, and my gosh, the point totals that he built this time by 24 games right now.
And if he didn't have the power play production, goodness knows where the Sabres would be right now.
It's a Patrick Division team tonight. The New York Islanders in town. Our face-off is next.
You know, there's real magic in Diet Pepsi. It's got that special aha ingredient. Okay, girls, now what's that magic ingredient?
Niagara, Canisius, St. Bonaventure, and UB battle December 13th at the Festival of Lights Basketball Challenge, Niagara Falls Convention Center.
What a day. Just one more meeting to go.
Man, slow down. We'll get there. Take your time.
Molson Special Dry.
'Cause, man, this is it.
The evolution of beer.
This period of tonight's game is brought to you in part by your good neighbor, Chevy dealers of Western New York. And by Tops Friendly Markets. Tops never stops saving you more. And by the talking phone book. Go ahead and use me. Everyone else does.
Welcome Welcome back to our studio here at the Auditorium in Buffalo. The Sabres and the New York Islanders tonight, and looking forward to seeing some familiar faces. Of course, three players who have been very familiar with this rink, starting their careers here. And I'm talking, of course, about Pierre Turgeon, Benoit Hogue, and Uwe Krupp. Always nice to see Pierre. Pierre leading the New York Islanders this year in goals and points with 15 goals, 19 assists for 34 points, and playing very, very well for New York. Benoit Hogue with 10 goals, 11 assists for 21 points. Last year, Hogue led with a plus 25. Or was second, I beg your pardon, with a plus 25. But there's a look at Pierre Turgeon, of course, the anchor on the power play for the New York Islanders, and they're very pleased with what he has done since coming over to New York. And Benoit Hogue using his speed, of course, very well in that first matchup of the season between these two clubs. Uwe Krupp playing solid defense. He has 9 points this year with a goal and 8 assists. But Turgeon, Hogue, Krupp in the lineup tonight for the New York Islanders. And the Sabres are pleased to have Mike Ramsey back. Mike Ramsey is listed as day-to-day, still suffering from injury problems. He has a chronic hip groin injury, but his latest injury, a hand, had put him out of the lineup for a number of games. But Mike Ramsey is back. And I was down watching the warm-ups. He's not shooting the puck very well, so we'll see if he's able to continue to play a full game tonight for the Buffalo Sabres. We go back to the last game that these two teams met. It was on November the 14th in Long Island, and it was a wild one. The Islanders won it by a score of 7-5, and in that game I mentioned Hogue had a couple of goals for the Islanders, and Wayne Presley was having a big game for Buffalo. He had a goal and 2 assists, but then he was ejected because of a stick-related foul. Darren Pupa started the game, but was replaced by Dominik Hasek. So Pupa, incidentally, will start tonight with Hasek as the backup. We're ready now for the start of the games. Let's go to the broadcast booth and John Gertler.
Thank you, Jim Lorenz, and good evening, hockey fans in Western New York and our Kibio affiliates down the line. Let's take a look at the starting goaltender for the New York Islanders, Mark Fitzpatrick, with a 3.79 goals against average in 12 games. He has a record of 3-5-2. And for the Buffalo Sabres, his 4th consecutive start, Darren Pupa with a 3.14 goals against average in 15 games. Record of 7-3-3. The Delta Airlines officials this evening: Paul Stewart, the referee, Ron Esselstein, and Lyle Seitz, the linesman. Delta Airlines, the official airlines of the Buffalo Sabres. John Muckler will go with a new line tonight to open this game. Pat LaFontaine at center, Colin Patterson at left, Wayne Presley at right. Mike Ramsey will join Richard Schmelik on defense. So 16, 17, and 18 up front for the Sabres. Pierre Turgeon leads the way for the Islanders, and yes, we are underway. Period number 1. Here in Buffalo with the Sabres and Islanders. Pupa immediately out from his position. From center is Krupp. Drilling it in where Schmelik directs it back over to Ramsey. Missed 5 games with a hand injury. That sustained a road game up in Hamilton against the New Jersey Devils. Flatley looks on the line with Derek King. Along with Bollig, who has replaced him in the opening lineup. Patterson working it in front. Krupp taking it aside. Presley works it. From the corner is LaFontaine. All streaks stop for the Sabres, losing to the Canadiens 3-0. A loose puck to the left side of Fitzpatrick. LaFontaine trying to work the power from the corner. Turgeon hit by Patterson. The puck flies off. Over to Schmelik, who pitches in on the play, keeping it down into the Islanders' corner. LaFontaine against his former team, working it in front. Presley takes a swap at it, but Fitzpatrick comes up strong. Big surge for the Sabres here in the opening minutes of tonight's game. We'll take a look at Wayne Presley. 3 points against the Islanders back on November 14th. Tonight's scratches: Keith Kearney leading the way along with Clint Malarchuk. And for the New York Islanders, Bill Berg, Daniel Marois, Gary Nyland, and Tom Fitzgerald. Bill Berg, incidentally, traded yesterday from the New York Islanders to the Toronto Maple Leafs. For what remains to be seen. Question upon press row here as something might be brewing with General Manager Don Maloney to complete something. They're looking for a checking forward right at the moment. Face off left side of the Islanders' net. The opening minutes of period number 1. There is no score. It's nice to have you with us this evening. Howard-Chuck looking at left point. Donnelly teams up with Swoboda on defense. And again, Audette scores! Donald Audette! Sabres swarming in front of Fitzpatrick, and it pays dividends in the second goal of the season for Donald Audette at the 1:20 mark of this first period. Look at the work by Howard-Chuck, who is starting off at that left point and keeping the play down and just setting it up perfectly for Donald Audette. One-handed shovel by Howard-Chuck, finding Audette in the right position, and he was there at the right time. Score the Sabres' first goal of the game. One-handed assist for Dale Howard-Chuck. Second goal of the season for Audette. Sabres out of their zone. Hannon at center, working with Howard-Chuck. Bodger in on the play. Audette is very slow in getting up. Action from behind the play. Now Audette comes back into the Islander zone. They break out. Ray Ferraro on the boards. Checked by Howard-Chuck, throwing his weight around. Bodger double teamed off the puck. Howard-Chuck is there, and in front of the net, Ken Sutton. 1-0 Buffalo. Cannon. He is replaced by the line now with LaFontaine, Alexander Mogilny, and Dave Andrechuk. Donnelly and Swoboda remain on defense. Steve Thomas driving down right wing. Shot blocked off the stick. Takes a funny bounce against the end boards with the redirect. Mogilny tripped up on the play. Curvers playing in his 10th game with the Islanders. Open the puck from the right point. LaFontaine trying to get a piece of it. Ferraro intercept back to Thomas with a shot. Good block there by Peter Swoboda. King checked by LaFontaine. Swoboda working the puck. To the line is Mogilny, checked by Thomas. King shoots it back in. 1-0 Buffalo. Donald Audette scores the goal, his second of the season. Peter Swoboda works it in. May steps out along with Bob Sweeney. Mogilny remains until the shift change can be completed. That will happen now. Randy Wood steps out to complete the line, and Schmelik works it to Wood. Long shot. Oh, Fitzpatrick misplayed it off his glove. LaChance clears to Turgeon. Back to Troop. Dakota intercepted by Schmelik. Sweeney intercepted by Claude Loisel. The Islanders go for a long attack. Shot wide, and May works it to his line. Sweeney controls for his first point in 8 games. Fitzpatrick intercepted by Wood from the corner. That is shot wide. Sweeney working the left point.
Now there's a good example. Sweeney covering up for the defenseman. And this is a new line that John Muckler has put together with May, Sweeney, and Randy Wood.
1-0 Buffalo. This is a regional break. First period action tonight on the Empire Sports Network.
If your feathers have been ruffled by downdrafts in the market, get on board something big, safe, and secure. GetNet. It pays.
Hi, I'm Greg Caruana, president of Century Financial Group. I represent Metropolitan Life. Call me at 631-8470. And remember, get Met. It pays.
For more information on MetLife products, call Century Financial Group at 631-8470.
Your good neighbors, Chevrolet Geo dealers, proud sponsors of Sabres hockey, bring you the Chevy Truck Hat Trick. Chevy scores! 93 Chevy S10s, full-size pickups, S-Blazers, Astro Vans. Chevy scores! This year's lineup will be tough to beat. Chevy scores! All with dealer discounts to make Chevy trucks the official vehicle of your home team. Chevy wins! Drive home a winner from your good neighbor Chevrolet Geo dealer. 1993 Chevy trucks, tougher than a slap shot.
And the Buffalo Sabres score early, 1:20. Donald Audette with his second of the season from Dale Howard-Chuck. There's a look at Turgeon. He's flanked by Flatley on the right side and Golick on the left side.
Kasparaitis leaving it out to center. We're going to have an icing call against the Islanders. 15 minutes and 54 seconds left here in period 1. 1-0 Buffalo, and there is the young man known as the Tasmanian Devil. There he is, Kasparaitis.
Well, there you see that stat. The Islanders' first pick in the 1992 draft, and they wanted this guy bad because they traded with the Toronto Maple Leafs as they traded first picks and second picks. Islanders gave their 8th and their second pick to the Leafs for their first choice so they could select Kasparaitis. And he's already, he's a feisty guy, John. He's already received 2 suspensions because of stick fouls.
97 minutes in penalties. How unusual.
And if you're a forward, an opposing forward, he loves to hit in the neutral zone. You must keep your head up.
LaFontaine working in by himself. Presley along with Patterson on this line. Norton working it around to Kasparaitis. Bolek is there, takes a pop. And the puck is jarred. Flatley breaks out for the Islanders. Donald Audette has scored for the Sabres. Flatley in front for Bolek. Hooper getting a piece of that one. See if they register a shot on goal for the Islanders on that attempt.
That was a pretty good play by Flatley as he faked a drop pass back to Turgeon and then put it to the front of the net. But Colin Patterson did a good job of covering up. And the Islanders were not able to score. As you look at the captain of the New York Islanders, Flatley, who has been troubled throughout his career with injuries. He missed 42 games last year with a broken right thumb that required surgery.
This has got to be a record for Flatley. 24 games.
Buffalo with the 6th best home record in the NHL, 8-2-1, and the Islanders 16th on the road.
King letting a shot fly over the shoulder of Hoopa. Sabres entering tonight's game with a record of 10-11-4. They are 7 points behind the Quebec Nordiques in third place, 8 points behind the Bruins. Bodger back to Howardchuk's shot to the right side of the Islanders' net. Alaka having trouble clearing. Ferraro can't hang on to the puck.
Now this is another different combination for Buffalo. They've got Hannon on left wing with Howardchuk and Audette.
Bouncing puck is cleared by the Islanders. Another icing call coming up here. The Islanders came into this evening's game with a 9-12-3 record. They have 21 points. They're 3 points out of the Washington Capitals and Philadelphia Flyers in the ever-so-changing Patrick division.
Donald Audette back in 91-92 season with 48 points, which is the 7th highest total for NHL rookies. He opens the scoring here tonight. Not very big, but there's one thing about Audette. He will not hesitate to go into the corners and fight you for the puck. And perhaps he'll set a fire under some of these other Sabre players when they see him go in.
Still trying to shake off a big hit after he scored that goal. Here in tonight's game, Brad Delgarno tied up by Bodger, freeing up Sutton. LaFontaine losing it past Hogue. Big Troop finding Hogue as it's poked by Sutton. Works from the corner, something the Sabres are doing tonight. Notice the defenseman pitching in and the forwards backing up on the point. Seen that several times so far tonight. Turgeon works it in front. Delgarno scores. It crossed the goal line.
Well, it was not called a goal by the referee, Stewart. He did not signal a goal. I think, yes, sir, he's going right upstairs to the video replay, but from where we stand, it certainly appeared that the puck crossed the line. Now, here's the shot, or the pass, I beg your pardon, coming in from Turgeon to the front of the net. Hoopa gets a piece of it. It goes in between his legs and is clearly across the goal line, and the Islanders will be awarded a goal, no question about it, as Delgarno ought to get credit for it. Right here, Pupas reaches around, but the puck has already gone into the net.
I don't think that was a problem for video goal judge Jim Murdoch tonight at all. Brad Delgarno, second goal of the season. Jim, a player just recalled from the Capital District Islanders, their American Hockey League club, on November 28th. He's pretty happy about that, I'm sure.
Well, here's the puck going across the goal line. It is clearly across. And Delgarno scores his second. And as John mentioned, just recently recalled, and that's got to make him awful happy. Now, Turgeon picks up an assist. It was Turgeon who put the puck to the front of the net, and Delgarno finished it off.
So we have a tie hockey game here in the first period of play. 6:03 the official time of Brad Delgarno's goal. Ramsey working with Gord Donnelly on defense now. Sweeney, May, and Wood up front. Looking to get it out. Ramsey, long shot. To get his game legs back into shape after missing 13 to begin with, and then had to sit out 5 with a bad hand. It's his 7th game this season. Wood up front with Sweeney, working the puck nicely to the slot. May couldn't hang on, lost his stick in the process, and Norton tripped up on the play, and Stewart is going to call it. A tripping call coming up against the Sabres. So when we come back, the first power play opportunity goes to the Islanders. We'll be back.
What would I do without you? Dogs love Dad's Chunks and bite-sized meal. So good for your best friend.
You're my best friend.
This Sabres flashback is brought to you by Tops. Tops never stop saving you more.
Gray. Now they covered by McGuire. Here's Smith looking for goal 100. He gets it. Shoots, he scores. Doug Smith. Goal number 100. And also, it is goal 5,000 for the Buffalo Sabres franchise.
Such a big moment for Doug Smith, an even bigger moment for the Buffalo Sabre franchise. Can you ask for anything any better?
What would I do without you?
Show your dog how much you care with a delicious Dad's Bone, the premium dog biscuit.
You're my best friend.
Randy Wood sits in the penalty box, 2 minutes for tripping. Islanders on the power play, the first power play of the hockey game, and that happened in the New York zone. This was after an outstanding defensive play by Nick Fakota. But the Islanders tying the game on Delgarno's second of the season from Turgeon at 6:03.
There are the numbers for the Islanders. 11th overall in the league. Penalty killing for the Sabres. 8th overall at 81.4%.
One thing that Turgeon likes to do on this power play is park himself behind the net, behind the Buffalo net, and then feed the puck to the front of the net. He's as good at that as anyone in the league.
Norton from the slot, working with King in the corner. Check is finished off by Schmelik. Turgeon keeping the puck at play with Curvers down in the Sabres zone. Islanders went 1 for 3 the other night. 7-3 loss to the Pittsburgh Penguins. Norton from the top of the slot, drilling the shot off the stick of Thomas. That going over the glass and into the crowd.
Norton was waiting for Thomas to move from the corner in front of the net. And that puck glanced off a Buffalo defenseman and flew up into the crowd. Norton playing that right point position suffered a serious wrist injury last January the 3rd here in Buffalo, required surgery on it and missed the remainder of the season.
Started out strong this year, his second overall in scoring.
Well, he has 5 goals and 17 assists, 22 points, and that already passes his career high in goals.
Head-on shot of Benoit Hogue. With Pierre Turgeon, Brad Delgarno at left. Goal scorer for the Islanders to lock this game at 1. Norton from the slot moves over to the point. Sweeney is in pursuit. 1:04 left in the penalty to Wood. Both checked by Schmelik. Turgeon between his legs. Delgarno from the right side of Pupa. Turgeon working the puck. In the corner is Delgarno. Wesley racing for it. and clear with 40 seconds left in the penalty to Wood. Tom Kerber, as we mentioned before, is back into the Islanders lineup.
Well, what kind of a play is that? I mean, Kerber's passing the puck up to his forward, who was far across the center line, and Kerber knows that was a no-no and heads to the bench. Not a pretty good offensive player. 23 points in 55 games for the Sabres. This is just not thinking. Kerber's a professional player, knows better than to make a play like this. And I don't know what in the world he was trying to do with that one. But
Hope got over the line. It didn't give him much time to get back.
Well, Kerber should never make that pass, so he had plenty of time to do something else with it.
28 seconds left. The faceoff down in the Islanders zone. Shot wide by Ramsey. Hannon tried to get a piece of it, and here come the Islanders, led by King and Thomas. Harry King with a shot. Pupa coming up with a big save there. In this shorthanded situation. Now 10 seconds away from expiring. King. Work it over to the point man. Thomas can't hang on to it and is cleared by Patterson. LaFontaine and McGillney come out as Wood streaks from the penalty box. Sabres back to full strength. Long shot by the Islanders will set up an icing call here as it's touched by Ken Sutton. Question marks for his defense partner Peter Svoboda. Had a stiff neck on Monday night, and he helped him out any better on that game with the Sabres where they lost 3-0. Here they have. But, he rested on Tuesday and had limited practice on Wednesday. Incidentally, his father is also ill in Montreal as well.
There's a look at Al Arbour, the NHL all-time leader in regular season games. Great coach.
Knows all the stories. Centering pass by McGillney. Andrechuk took a shot wide. LaFontaine tries a wraparound. McGillney again from close range. Still working with the puck. Good check by Volek. Group gets a shot by LaFontaine. And the puck comes back out to center. Skate race now with Svoboda and Turgeon with to steal it. Volek from the corner. Turgeon from behind. Sneaky Pete setting it up in front. Flatley's shot. Two big saves by Pupa as Foley got a piece of Flatley's rebound. McGillney comes back. Try to open things up, thread the needle on the two big defensemen for the Islanders. Andrechuk keeps it to Bodger in front. LaFontaine's backhand turned aside by Fitzpatrick. 1-1 our score, approaching the halfway mark of this first period. Andrechuk lost an edge on his skate blade. Flatley turns the puck back down to the Sabres corner. Another icing call coming up against the Islanders.
Pierre Turgeon was talking to him about setting up behind the net on the power play. Well, moments ago he did it while the teams were equal strength. Watch this play. Look at Flatley get himself in position to shoot it. Pupa makes a nice save and then has to stop the rebound as Volek moved in to take the shot. So a nice piece of goaltending by Pupa as the Sabres failed to tie up Flatley's stick in front of the net. That was LaFontaine trying to cover the Islander captain.
Well, the Islanders worked for 3 minutes without getting a shot on goal. They now lead in shots 5-2. This game tied at 1. There's a shot blocked in front. Rob Ray back into action, working with Donald Audette, who works the puck in front, but it's cleared by the Islanders. Rob Ray working with Dale Hawerchuk and Donald Audette. Got out 3 games. And spark this Sabre team from the physical side of things.
I'll tell you, John, when Rob Ray was out of the lineup, the Sabre club was not the same team. Ray just gives them that extra spark. He's a valuable guy in this hockey club.
Hold on that again after recovery from a hit. Ray tips it across, but the Sabres are caught for offsides, and a little extra liberty with Claude Loisel and Donald Audette, and the enforcer Rob Ray immediately in there. Set the record straight.
Well, Rob Ray lost his helmet
as he usually does
early in the shift. And it lays back in the face-off circle to the right of Fitzpatrick. Rob Ray and Loisel going to the penalty box for that scuffle. Loisel coming over to the Islanders in that trade with Toronto, along with Daniel Marois for Baumgartner and McElwain. Here's how it started. Well, Ray sort of trips up Loisel, and they give each other, or Odette, I beg your pardon. Odette using his stick, and then Ray got involved.
Took a little stab there on Odette's knee.
So the Islanders are picking up an extra 2 minutes on this play. Loisel with 4 minutes, and Rob Ray 2 minutes for high sticking, and so the Sabres with a chance on the power play as this game is tied 1-1. Donald Odette opened the scoring from Dale Howardchuk, and Brad Delgarno tied it from Pierre Turgeon.
Now this is a call by Paul Stewart. As we had mentioned, it looked like Loisel took a stab under the knee of Odette. So
looked like
there's the call, attempting to spear.
Looked like Odette also attempted to spear Loisel, but that wasn't called.
Sabres on the power play for the first time this evening at 23%. That's 7th overall in the league. They went 0 for 4 on Monday night against Montreal. 2 for 8 on Sunday night. 5-2 victory over the Ottawa Senators. Hogan Krupp teaming up. The Sabres at bay, but still down in the Islanders' corner. LaFontaine and McGillney work it. Centering it out in front, the give and go to Andrichuk. Set up on the time. Howardchuk, who works the point with Bacher to LaFontaine. McGillney got some time along the goal line. Works it back to Howardchuk, but there is Benoit Hogue, and he's streaking in with the puck. Short-handed opportunity for Hogue. That is stopped by Bacher. McGillney immediately working at the center to LaFontaine. Skating in is Andrichuk. Back to McGillney. Sloboda blasting a shot. Sure, if Fitzpatrick got a piece of it, or one of his defensemen.
Yeah, that hit his defenseman. Fitzpatrick never saw that shot, as the Sabres got good position in front of the Islander net.
Andrichuk shooting it along the boards. Howardchuk and LaFontaine look to gain control, but unsuccessful to that attempt. 40 seconds left. And the minor to Loisel. Score is tied at 1 with 8 minutes left in the first period. McGillney, nice pass to LaFontaine, dropping it back to Andrichuk. Shot is wide. McGillney from the left side. Up front to LaFontaine, the one-time shot. Cleared by the Islanders. LaFontaine got a high stick in the face. Almost that scramble. Sloboda skates out with 15 seconds left on the power play. May, Sweeney, and Wood up front now for the Sabres. Fitzpatrick trying to work that puck. Picked up and cleared by Flatley. And the Islanders are back to full strength. High hockey game here in the first period. Fitzpatrick setting it up for Krupp. To help his Bolek, who gets hit by Sweeney. Puck work back to Sutton in front. Tipped by May, but cleared by Fitzpatrick. Ramsey keeps it in. Sweeney, shot to the left side of Fitzpatrick. Puck picked up by May. Poked by Flatley. Dakota is there. Swept in by Sweeney, and now it's cleared out by the Islanders. Sutton. Getting it up behind the Islanders' net is Krupp. Thomas tipping it to Turgeon. Bolek is with him at left. Turgeon working from the left side of Pupa. Sweeping it around in front to Bolek. On his knee. Couldn't get the shot on full power, and Howardchuk chips it out to center. Wayne Presley along with Howardchuk into the Islanders zone. Shot is blocked by Curvers and cleared back out to center. Derek King streaking in with Thomas. Covered by Schmelik. Thomas from the right side. Sabres net. Curvers couldn't hang on. Presley breaks out down the right wing. Patterson in. Now Schmelik coming in on the play. Couldn't get the shot away, and Thomas controls for the Islanders. Back to King. We're opening things up here in the second half of period number 1. Turgeon. To get it back to Thomas, intercepted and cleared out by the Sabres. This will be the Sabres' first icing call this evening. 5:48 left, period 1, tied at 1. We will return to the Odd in Buffalo after this.
Your Your good neighbors, Chevrolet Geo dealers, proud sponsors of Sabres hockey, bring you the Chevy Truck Hat Trick. Chevy scores! 93 Chevy S10s, full-size pickups, S-Blazers, Astro vans. Chevy scores! This year's lineup will be tough to beat. Chevy scores! All with dealer discounts to make Chevy trucks the official vehicle of your home team. Chevy wins! Drive home a winner from your good neighbor Chevrolet Geo dealer. 1993 Chevy trucks, tougher than a slap shot.
Excuse me, I know your time's important, and that's my point. Shopping by phone through My Yellow Pages can save you valuable time and your hard-earned money. You can find everything fast with my quick heading index, cross-referenced by subject to avoid any guesswork. My easy reference guide can quickly locate all federal, state, and local government offices. That's right, the talking phone book has it all. So go ahead and use me. Everyone else does.
The 76th meeting between these two clubs. The Sabres holding a record of 37, 28, and 10.
Now, John,
the last 10 games, Jim Lorenz, Sabres are 3-6-1.
Yeah, and this is a very poor period again for Buffalo. Just 2 shots on goal, no spark whatsoever, no drive. They're playing in their home building. You've got to take it up a couple of notches.
O'Gildy trying to get a notch on the puck, can't do it. Ferraro looked for the turnover, helped by Sutton. He only tries it again. Rink wide, Bodger. Fontaine let it go, but the Sabres are caught for offside.
There's a look at Alexander Mogilny, and certainly statistically doing pretty well for the Sabres so far this season, as Mogilny was 16 goals in 19 games, but it's scary when you think of all the ability packed in that body, and if he'd use it for every shift that he's on the ice. He's a player that maybe plays 22, 24 minutes a game, and sometimes only plays hard for 6 of those 22 or 24 minutes.
Suffered a hip injury on Monday night. Did not practice on Wednesday with the team, and yesterday the forces went through about an hour and a half, and he stayed afterwards. It kind of concerned me a little bit. Mogilny was skating on a line yesterday with Rob Ray and Colin Patterson. I thought maybe Muckler was dramatically changing up his line. That was the skating line yesterday. Asked whether or not Mogilny would be ready for tonight's game, Muckler replied, ask Alex. Kasparaitis working it down from his corner. 5:06 remaining. Ferraro nicely set up for Jeff Norton. Hold from the top of the Sabres slot, covered by Sutton. Kasparaitis leaving it into the corner. Ferraro and Hogue trying to get something going as Sweeney clears it out. Kasparaitis with a pretty good hip check. Norton wheels his way back out. Through center is King. Ferraro shot wide. Thomas controls. Tied at one. Shot on in front and a scissors save by Pupa. The Islanders turn for a little swarming.
The Buffalo Sabres Wives Association will be at the odd turnstiles before the December 6th, 9th, and 11th home games, collecting new unwrapped toys and cash for the Western New York Toys for Tots campaign. Help make a children's Christmas a little brighter by supporting their efforts. That's the Sabres Wives Toys for Tots campaign before the December 6th, 9th, and 11th home games.
To the first period, Jim, I'll be talking with Lisa Ledyard, wife of Grant Ledyard. Presents the Buffalo Sabres Wives Association, and yet another function that they have been involved with. So many things over the course of the team's history of the Sabres Wives Association sometimes goes unrecognized. Andrechuk leaving the puck in front. Fitzpatrick finding Flatley. Turgeon tipping it to Krupp. Back to Flatley. Bullock also comes in. Turgeon couldn't hang on. Mogilny looking for LaFontaine as it's intercepted by Uwe Krupp. Welcome on the board. LaChance. Svoboda clears it back out. Islanders, the only team in the National Hockey League that has 3 rookie defensemen. Donald Audette across the line. That is poked by King. Malakoff the rookie defenseman, along with Scott LaChance and Marius Kasparaitis. Call it, Jim, the KLM combination. King working it with one arm. Ferraro covered by Ramsey, and Dave Hannon finds an open Dale Howard-Chuck, who so nicely set up that goal by Audette. Another shot by Audette that whistles wide. 3:13 left here in the first period. Score is tied at 1. Malakoff working it to Thomas. Back to Ferraro. That poked by Ramsey. Ferraro another chance. This time King's shot well wide of the Sabres net. Thomas with his rebound.
The Sabres just continue to get beaten to the pucks in their own zone. They're standing around, and the Islanders are skating.
Shift change now for the Sabres. Finds Rob Ray, along with Colin Patterson and Wayne Presley. Svoboda and Sutton team up on defense. Intercepted by Delgado, who scored that goal for the Islanders. Works with Turgeon and Hogue. Opening the puck is Turgeon. Svoboda intercepts. 2:26 left to play into this first period. Wide pass. Presley couldn't get there in time. Delgarno setting it up for Turgeon, tripping his way across the Sabre line. Now covered by Svoboda. Turgeon. Some of that new power of his. Loose puck off the stick of Hogue, tripped into the corner. 2 minutes left here in period 1. Sutton, an open Rob Ray off the blade of his stick. Flatley working it. Sweeney now at his own line. Presley across, top of the slot, working it back to Schmelik with a shot. Fitzpatrick got a piece of that one. Ramsey with a line open. Now Presley again, shot wide. Brad May wheels it from behind. That's off the pads of Fitzpatrick. Fruit clears to Flatley, and a 3-on-2 for the Islanders. Top of the slot is Bolden, covered by Sweeney. Flatley centering it in front. Send it for LaChance. Wood turns it on down the right wing. Oh, boy. Big pop by Rick Pilon, and he will get a charging call on that one. We'll be back. Sabres on the power play.
You know, there's real magic in Diet Pepsi. It's got that special aha ingredient. Okay, girls. Now, what's that magic ingredient?
Niagara, Canisius, St. Bonaventure, and UB battle December 13th at the Festival of Lights Basketball Challenge, Niagara Falls Convention Center.
We asked Glenn Uy how long he could dribble a basketball. Wonderful, Glenn. We get the picture. Okay, fella, nice moves. Glenn, we have cookies. We've got milk.
Rich Pilon now is 99 minutes in penalties, and did he ever take a run at Randy Wood as he ran right across the ice. Now, if the boards wouldn't have been there, he would have been down at the Bethlehem Steel Plant right now.
That was his first shift this evening, Jim. It was a short one where that stride took about 3 seconds. Then he came right from the bench. Harper must have given him the call. Instructions to give number 19, former Islander, a little love tap. Sabres caught for offsides on their second power play opportunity. Get a restart just outside the Islander line. Number Sabre Uwe Krupp.
Now, last year with 35 points in 59 games for the Islanders, and played his 400th game on November the 5th. I remember a goal that he scored, John, a couple of years ago while with Buffalo in Pittsburgh, the last game of the season. That's in right. Overtime, eliminated the Pittsburgh Penguins to put the New York Islanders in the playoffs.
Big memory. Good time for Uwe Krupp. Gilney at the line. Working it from the slot. Howard-Chuck from the right point. In front, Gilney couldn't get the tip. LaFontaine working it back to Swoboda. 28 seconds left in the period. Swoboda's shot right on. Fitzpatrick turning it aside. Rebound picked up by Andrachuk. Swoboda back over to Howard Chuck. Top of the slot is Swoboda. Holt on with Mullen, cover, and Holt clears. 10 seconds left in the period. Sabres will start period number 2 with a man advantage. Out at center is Mogilny with 2 seconds left. Across the line. No dice. End of the first period, where the Sabres and Islanders are tied at 1. 8-5 in shots in favor of the Islanders. Tonight, in our first period intermission here from the Odd, I will talk with Lisa Ledyard, wife of Grant Ledyard. We'll also have first period summary and out-of-town scores and the Karuba collision of the game, and Jim Lorenz will have the first period highlights. Stick with us as our coverage continues tonight on the Empire Sports Network.
Holiday greetings from brand names. Give your feet a break with Clairol's relaxing foot chargers. This remote control unit features 3 massage levels, tilted footrest, and soft inner fabric. On sale now for just $24.97. You won't find a better deal than the Kodak Star 735 camera outfit, available exclusively at brand names. Outfit includes camera, film, batteries, camera bag, and $10 in money-saving coupons. All for only $54.97.
Bring brand names home for the holiday.
Personal bankruptcy may cause you this type of embarrassment for the next 10 years.
I'll need the keys back. Our lender found out that you recently filed bankruptcy. Your boat loan was not approved.
Was it our bankruptcy?
Is that still in our record after 8 years?
Why would anyone lend money to someone who doesn't pay it back? Don't you make the 10-year mistake. If you're having financial difficulties, there may be alternatives to bankruptcy. Contact Consumer Credit Counseling Service at 854-1710.
We asked Hayden Christensen how long he could keep rolling. Whoa, Hayden, thank you so much. Hayden, that's it. It's a wrap. Hayden, we got cake. Big glass of milk.
Welcome to our first period intermission tonight here from the Odd. The players received the recognition out on the ice for their actions of goals and hits and saves for the goaltenders. One of the things they don't receive is recognition for their off-ice work in the community. And the players' better half, that's the wives and girlfriends, also are very active within the community and several agencies around town. The Buffalo Sabres Wives Association has been very active over the course of the franchise history. With me tonight is Lisa Ledyard, wife of player Grant Ledyard, to talk about a new campaign that the Wives Association are jumping into that starts on Sunday night, the Toys for Tots campaign. Tell us about it, Lisa.
Well, what we're doing is we're going to be collecting new unwrapped toys at the entrances of the Odd before the games on Sunday, December 6th, Wednesday, December 9th, and Friday, December 11th.
And then when you're talking about new unwrapped toys, now can people bring some of the toys that they might have used for a year, or do they have to be brand new? They want them to be brand new, do they?
Well, we like them to be brand new. I mean, every child deserves a toy of their very own that's just theirs. So we like them to be new, unwrapped.
And this is at the Terrace Street lobby, and
at the
before
main
the game. So if you come on Sunday night, Wednesday night, and Friday night, you can bring as many toys as possible, right? We encourage multiple activity, is that right?
Yes, and we'll also be collecting money. So if you can't find any toys, we will take your cash and your checks, no credit cards, and all the toys and all the money will stay right in the Western New York area. So it'll help kids right here.
Now, you have been involved in a lot of campaigns with the Wives Association since your arrival in March of '89, the Kids Escaping Drugs campaign, Jersey auction. What other things are you going to be doing besides the Toys for Tots?
Well, last year we do this year as well. We're also going to do a food drive in February for the City Mission and for Cornerstone. And then last year we did we sold flowers at the game for the 65 Roses Club, the Cystic Fibrosis Sports Club. And this year we haven't quite decided what we're going to do toward the end of the year. I know the players and the wives all get together and help for Roswell Park. And the guys all go down to Children's Hospital on Christmas Eve to sing to the kids who are left there at the hospital over the holidays. But we usually get involved in a few other things throughout the year.
Back to the Toys for Tots campaign. If somebody wants to be on the receiving end, in other words, receiving the gifts, what do they need to do?
They need to call the Marine Reserve Unit at 885-6529 and talk to somebody there if you'd like some information about how to get toys for your own children.
Always a work in the community. Nice to have you with us here this evening.
Thank you very much. Thanks very much.
Lisa Ledger, the Buffalo Sabres Wives Association Toys for Tots campaign starts on Sunday night. Bring all your toys to the Terrace Street lobby. We'll be back with Jim Lorenz right after this.
Come out with the whole family and share in the holiday spirit at Ziggy and Zon's World.
It's a fact. Jim Doyle Ford increased sales 15% last year, while most car dealers experienced declining sales. Fact. Jim Doyle's been awarded the Ford Distinguished Service Award. That means quality service for you.
Here at Jim Doyle Ford, we must be doing something right. Sales are up, we have an award-winning service department, and now we want the opportunity to earn your business, and that's a fact.
Jim Doyle Ford, Delaware Avenue, Kenmore, home of the Doyle deal. That's a fact.
Think Tyson is the greatest heavy that ever lived? Watch Joe Louis. Like Sugar Ray Leonard? Wait till you see Sugar Ray Robinson. See them, own them, the greatest fights of the century. Yours to own, yours to keep. Walcott and Lewis, Zale and Graziano, Dempsey and Tunney, Carnera and Bear, and many, many more. Rare dynamic fight footage preserved on state-of-the-art videotape. You can be there for the fantastic fights of the century. Call now to own them. Call now for the fantastic fights of the century on modern videotape for only $19.95. Call now. 2 volumes of the fantastic fights of the century, yours for just $19.95. 2 state-of-the-art videotapes with the fights you've only heard about, yours for just $19.95. But you must call now to take advantage of this special television offer. You must call now.
Call now to order this 2-volume set for only $19.95. These fantastic fights make the perfect gift for faster delivery. Please have your credit card ready. Call 1-800-648-6900, 1-800-648-6900.
Dad scores his second goal of the season at the 1:20 mark of this first period as we take a look at the scoring summary. Dale Howard-Chuck with the assist. And then at 6:03, Brad Delgarno with his second of the season from Pierre Turgeon. Shots on goal, the Islanders 8, the Sabres 5. 2 other games tonight in the NHL. Let's take a look at another Patrick Division game going on. The New York Rangers, some 12 points behind the Pittsburgh Penguins with the Washington Capitals. Cavallini with his second. The 1-0 lead over the Rangers, and a 9:40 start with the St. Louis Blues visiting the Calgary Flames. And now, folks, it is time for the Karuba Collision of the game. Karuba Collision, where free loaners are available by appointment. Make the right decision. Karuba Collision. This is Patrick Carnback on Darren Pupa. Better put on the brakes.
Do you know something about treadmills?
You mean like for gerbils?
Do any of your treadmills have interval training?
I'm not sure what you mean.
Can you set it up for me in my home?
Not handy with tools, huh?
Doesn't anyone here know anything about treadmills?
Come see the latest in treadmills and fitness equipment at G&G Fitness.
Could design the perfect hockey pads. They'd probably look like this. If you could create the perfect hockey stick, it would probably look like this. If you could develop the perfect hockey glove, it would probably look like this. And if you could come up with the perfect hockey player, chances are it would probably look like this.
So many trucks. So many trucks means so much variety. Right now at your Western New York GMC truck dealer. If you thought GMC trucks were just tough pickups, think again. We've got family vans, sport utility vehicles, and more. Check out the Sierra. So many trucks. The Safari van. So many trucks. The new Sonoma. So many trucks. Jimmy's. So many trucks. And the family-size Suburban. Hurry to your nearby Western New York GMC truck dealer today. With so many trucks, there's so little time.
Welcome back to our first intermission here at the Auditorium in Buffalo. And after one period, we're tied 1-1. The Buffalo Sabres opened the scoring early in that period. Donald Odette scored his second of the season on a nice one-handed pass from Dale Hawerchuk, and Odette one-timed it by the Islander goaltender Fitzpatrick. Here's the Islanders just not able to clear the puck out of their zone. A good job by Hawerchuk as he outmuscles Loisel and throws a beautiful pass over to Odette. And Odette sort of drifted back, and you see all the great scorers will do that. They'll go into the net, just drift themselves and get in the position to shoot the puck when it comes to them. Now, here's the play again from a different angle. There's Odette. See him starting to position himself in front, and he just whips the puck in between the legs of Mark Fitzpatrick, and the Sabres led it by 1-0. And it's certainly good to see Donald Odette back in uniform for the Buffalo Sabres. He's had such tough luck in his NHL career, as we think back a couple of seasons ago when he suffered a very serious knee injury after Craig Muni of the Edmonton Oilers hit him at the Edmonton blue line at the Northlands Coliseum. And then, of course, last year, as we think back to that game in Minnesota, that was the final game before the NHL strike. He was going into the Minnesota zone, taken into the boards. Not only did he suffer a serious knee injury, but he also hurt his shoulder, and he has done just so much hard work over the past year to get himself back in action, and it's great to see Odette here in the NHL and starting to score goals again. But the Islanders came back as Brad Dalgarno, just recently recalled from the Capital minor league team, scored his second of the season. Nice play by Pierre Turgeon. And this puck was not called a goal initially, as Paul Stewart did not see it go across the goal line, but it certainly did cross the line. The rebound comes out to Dalgarno. He shoots the puck between the legs of Pupa. Pupa sweeps the goalie stick around, but the puck, of course, had crossed the line, and you'll see it better from this next angle. Pierre Turgeon is so good at threading that pass to the front of the net. We watched him do that for a number of seasons here with Buffalo, and Pupa just cannot control the rebound. Sometimes for a goalie, you say, well, why wasn't he able to control that rebound? There's the puck that crosses the line, and you can see it was clearly in the net. But you would say, why wouldn't a goaltender be able to stop it on an easy-looking shot like that? Well, first of all, Dalgarno tried to deflect the puck, and that's often very distracting for a goaltender. And, of course, I think it broke Pupa's concentration, and he was handcuffed on the shot and not able to stop the rebound. Sabres managing only 5 shots on goal in that opening period, the Islanders with 8. And what was very significant, at least in my mind, particularly in the Buffalo zone, the Sabres were losing the battles again, the one-on-one battles. If there was a loose puck, the Islanders were getting to it. So the Sabres coming out scoring early, and certainly looked at that might spark them, but it did not. They just did not play very well again here tonight in the opening 20 minutes of play. But still plenty of hockey ahead of us. We'll be back after these messages.
Next. Next.
A death scene from Lear.
Next. Thank you. No.
If it's out there, it's in here.
Next.
The 9X Yellow Pages. Why would anyone need another?
Get up
to a $10 rebate when you buy a matching pair of Wagner halogens, the only headlights with a lifetime warranty.
Hey, try this pizza from here in the neighborhood.
Very tasty. It tastes more homemade. Yeah, it's more homemade.
I think it's good.
Well, what do you like about it?
I like the cheese on it. That's what I like. Sauce is good, too. Sauce.
Would you be surprised if we told you it was from Pizza Hut?
Oh, really?
Pizza Hut? Is it really?
Yes, Pizza Hut, the maker of the new Neapolitan pizza. Get a large Neapolitan cheese pizza for the price of a medium pan. The new Neapolitan pizza, available now at Pizza Hut.
This period of Sabres hockey is brought to you in part by Blue Cross of Western New York and by Kendall Motor Oil. Pour in the protection. And by the New York Lottery. Hey, you never know.
Donald Audette provides the goal scoring for the Buffalo Sabres. Brad Delgarno scores for the New York Islanders. Whew, what a wild first period, Jim.
Yeah, I was sweating. 13 shots on goal. Buffalo with only 5 and the Islanders with 8. But, I mean, it's a kind of a game that the Islanders will be happy to play. The Sabres are not aggressive. Islanders are beating them to loose pucks and such. Islanders just playing a nice, cozy road game. And the Sabres, they've got to start to go. They've got to start to press to force the Islanders. They're not that good defensively. Fitzpatrick looked shaky early. Of course, Buffalo got that early goal. And I remember on a long shot, he misplayed one shot. So it looks like he's a little shaky in there, but the Sabres just can't get any pressure on him.
News outside the National Hockey League, and for that matter, outside Memorial Auditorium. Let's go up the road to Oshawa. Cuckoo Bananas, the place. Eric Lindros in some trouble.
Yeah, the police in Oshawa, Ontario have issued a warrant for his arrest. And apparently, according to a radio station in Toronto, a woman filed a complaint against Lindros claiming he elbowed her and spit beer in her face. So
good.
Lindros
hasn't been playing, so he's got to do something, I guess.
Yeah, I was just trying to calculate how old you had to be to drink in Ontario, but I guess it's 19, and I guess they can't get him for drinking underage. But
hey, listen, boys will be boys. There's no question about that. See some more pushing and shoving out on the ice surface instead of in the bars. This hockey game where the Sabres will start the second period with the man advantage, and we'll have an opportunity for 47 seconds as number 47, Rich Pilon, will go back to the box for his charging call. View from cameraman Chuck Telesco. Some of the representatives from Memorial Auditorium getting everything in shape for this second period. Good crowd on hand, a Friday night, and again the start of a spree of games here at Memorial Auditorium for the month of December to set the holiday season straight. And let us take a look at some of the games that will be coming up on television. Of course, Sunday night the homestand continues against the New Jersey Devils. Our broadcast time 7 o'clock. Monday night, Le Coliseum, Quebec City, 7:30. Our broadcast coverage on Fox 29. Back home Wednesday against the Bruins. That should be a good one. 7:30 our broadcast time here on Empire, and then start of a home-and-home series with the Hartford Whalers Friday night. Yeah. Ditto the point for the Empire Sports Network coverage. Paul Stewart, who makes his first visit to Memorial Auditorium this year as referee. He was the referee back to the first Pittsburgh game in Pittsburgh. His return here, one of the more animated and versatile, should I say, assessing that one penalty, attempting to spear.
Well, he's a kind of a referee that doesn't call a lot of penalties. He was a former player, I think, in the International Hockey League. He was known to start a few fights and get involved in a few ruckuses and chair-throwing incidents and everything else.
Boston and Quebec.
Well, he's more apt to allow the roughs to not call a lot of the rough stuff that you see. And it's important, too, that players get to know referees, coaches, John Muckler, as you see behind the Buffalo bench. And they get to know the tendencies of referees and try to take that to their advantage.
Two Mavericks behind the bench, should we say, with John Muckler and Al Arbor. Underway, second period here at the odd. Again, the Sabres with the man advantage. And as the time ticks now, 42 seconds. Their second power play opportunity. Swoboda staging it from behind. Sweeping LaFontaine up front with Mogilny and Andrechuk. Mogilny trying to work it back, and that is intercepted by Brian Mullen and cleared by Hope.
Well, there's an example of Mogilny. Now, Mogilny, all he had to do was turn on the jets and beat that defenseman. He would have been right in on goal, but he's just not skating.
LaFontaine back to Mogilny. Covered by Crew. Hawerchuk working in front. Andrechuk tips it over to LaFontaine. Fitzpatrick with a sliding save. The chance. Oh, got a stick by Alexander Mogilny, and down LeChance goes. 7 seconds remaining on the call to Elon, and looks through again the animation of Paul Stewart. A 2 coming up against Mogilny.
Didn't Richard Nixon go like that once? I guess that means 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Yes.
No victory.
Now here's the play. No question about it. This stick flies up and hits LeChance. And he goes down to the ice in front of the referee Stewart. Here's that opportunity by LaFontaine, and look at the terrific reaction by Fitzpatrick as he read the play, stacked the pads, and LaFontaine just could not shoot the puck high enough to beat the Islander goaltender. So Mogilny sits down for 2 minutes. He was lucky. That could have been a 5-minute major penalty and a game misconduct, but blood was not drawn, and he was assessed only 2 minutes.
So from this face-off, it'll be 4-on-4 for the next 5 seconds, and then the Islanders back on a power play opportunity. Curvers waiting for the time to run out. Elon streaks from the penalty box back over to the Islanders bench. King steps on, and here come the Islanders with a man advantage. Turgeon from left. In the corner is Thomas. Couldn't control. King backing up. Swatting the puck is Hannon. Patterson, who scored a couple of short-handed goals this season, with the backhand, the left side of Fitzpatrick. King to Norton. Turgeon working it at the line. Covered by Swoboda. 1:20 left in the call to Mogilny. We're tied at 1 second period. In from behind the Sabres net. Thomas. Poked by Swoboda, and it's cleared by Patterson. Jeff Norton out to center. Down the right wing is Thomas. King back to Norton. Now planted at the left point. Norton again accepting a pass from King. Thomas covered by Schmeling. King and Norton team up. Rink wide, top of the slot. Rivers back to King. 44 seconds left in the call to Mogilny. Norton, King, top of the slot. Got on by Malakoff. That's blocked in front.
And the Islanders have to get the puck to Turgeon. That's where the puck has to go in the opposition zone to number 77. And they were not able to do it in that particular opportunity.
Turgeon, 77, across the Sabre line. 20 seconds left in the penalty to Mogilny. Wesley covered by Malakoff. Picked up by Thomas, poked by Sweeney. Thomas regains control. Top of the slot is Norton. Malakoff. The wrist shot to the right side. Koopa saw that one. Norton now working it. Shot blocked in front. Gildy back in on the play. Sabres back to full strength. And Norton keeping it in their zone as a portion of the Islanders change up on the fly. Streaking Ferraro from the Islanders bench. Caught for offsides.
Mike Ramsey back in the lineup tonight for the Buffalo Sabres. 885 games played, 4th on the Sabres all-time list. Trouble with a hand injury. He thought it might have been broken or fractured. He had it, of course, x-rayed, and it was found that it was only a bruise, much to his relief and the Sabres.
Birthday yesterday for Mike Ramsey. Team had a gigantic cake in the dressing room after practice.
I understand you just celebrated a birthday.
Absolutely.
I was told. Yes. And you didn't show up for your birthday cake, and everyone ate it.
72 hours worth.
And 39, too.
39.
That's not a Jack Benny age. That's a true age.
Oh, Jack. Swoboda out at center, works with Odette. Hawerchuk waits to the line. Swollen shot right on with Fitzpatrick. Getting a big test. 7th shot on goal. Winding up with that one. Koopa off the shoulder. lets it go. Another pop by Pilon. Darius Kasparaitis.
It's the Islanders that are doing all the hitting here tonight in the Sabres' own building.
I'm looking for a turnover. That is poked by Fitzpatrick. Ferraro works at center. Islanders will change them up here on the fly. Bufa getting involved with the play. The idle puck picked up by Flatley as Sutton lays a check on. Flatley winning the confrontation, that is. And the puck is worked back out to center. LaChance appears to be okay after taking a high stick and was faced by McGillney. Nice drop pass to Flatley. Intercepted by Andrechuk. Got Howardchuk with him. Right at the line. Play is busted by the Islanders, and they come back out to center. 15:42 left here in the second period. We are tied at 1. Donald Audette scores for the Sabres. Brad Delgarno for the Islanders. Howardchuk to Andrechuk, his wrist shot off the pad of Krug. Flatley, along with Loisel, letting it go. Loisel coming in, couldn't get the lumber, and the Sabres open it up with LaFontaine. Trailing is Mogilny. Play is intercepted by Thomas. Foley. Backhanding the puck to the left side of the Sabres net. And we're going to have a penalty coming up here. And when we come back, we'll tell you about it.
If your feathers have been ruffled by downdrafts in the market, get on board something big, safe, and secure. GetNet. It pays.
Hi, I'm Greg Caruana, president of Century Financial Group. I represent Metropolitan Life. Call me at 631-8470. And remember, get Met. It pays.
For more information on MetLife products, call Century Financial Group at 631-8470.
Now there's a car whose air conditioner uses a refrigerant that won't harm the ozone. A car that makes extensive use of recycled materials to absorb sound and reduce vibration. And in the future, 90% of it may very well be used again. All of which makes the new Intrepid one of the few cars on the planet that actually thought about the planet. Intrepid. This changes everything.
Andrechuk is assessed 2 minutes for holding the stick. 4:53 the time of the penalty. And the Islanders, this puck will take a funny bounce off the boards. And watch Pupa goes down to challenge and then puts his stick out and just distracts the Islander forward enough to force the puck away from him. No, close call.
While we were away in commercial, we noticed that Doug Bodger going to the Sabres dressing room with trainer Jim Pizzatelli. Trying to get an update for you as the game progresses. Third power play opportunity for the Islanders. We are tied at 1 here in the second period. Patterson digging it out. Controlled by Curvers. Thomas is checked by Ramsey. Curvers keeping the play down in the Sabres zone. Turgeon finding Norton to set it up for Thomas. Well, that's cleared aside. Turgeon from the corner again. The puck hit the goalpost. The left side of Turgeon. That took a funny bounce, didn't it, Jim?
Yeah, it sure did. But you can see what happens when the Islanders get the puck to Turgeon. Things happen in that zone. That's where the puck has to go.
Thomas at the line. Offside call against the Islanders. A miscue there. And Steve Thomas, former Toronto Maple Leaf and Chicago Blackhawk.
Always gets a lot of shots on goal and currently leading the Islanders with 83 shots on goal coming into tonight. Last season he had 245. Scored 28 goals, 42 assists for 70 points.
One of the players questionable this evening. Bruised ribs. Not questionable tonight. Pierre Turgeon. Remember back in January when he made his first return as an Islander, got hit by Ramsey.
Ended up with a knee injury.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Missed a number, well, about half a dozen games, I think, for the Islanders with that knee injury, but Pierre scored over 100 points with the Buffalo Sabres back in the 89-90 season, 106 to be exact.
From the corner is Cole. Flatley works it with 54 seconds left, and the penalty to Dave Andrechuk. Flatley set it over for Hogue, intercepted and cleared by Presley. In pursuit is Bob Sweeney on Norton. Malakoff couldn't hang on. Presley trying to work it in front to Sweeney. Taking some more time off that penalty clock. 30 seconds left. And we're going to have another penalty here. A holding call. Holding the stick. So appropriately displayed by Paul Stewart, and it will go against Vladimir Malakoff.
Now Malakoff's not quite sure he understands that, but he knows he's been assessed a penalty. 6:22 at the time of the holding call. Let's see if we can see it on the replay. Holding the stick. And there he grabs the stick, no question about that, of Wayne Presley. And he's down for 2 minutes. Still 31 seconds left in Andrechuk's penalty. So they'll play 4-on-4.
We'll have a face-off to the left side of Mark Fitzpatrick.
7 shots on goal for the Sabres, 9 for the New York Islanders. That means it's 2-1 for the Sabres here in the second. And we're tied 1-1. Odette opened the scoring in the first. Dalgarno tied it for the Islanders.
LaFontaine against Ray Ferraro on the draw. Also out for the Sabres, Mogilny, Sutton, and Schmeling. Loose puck, LaFontaine looking for someone. Mogilny couldn't hang on. Pilon works it back. Ferraro takes it. Kasparaitis coming in, taking a slap shot. High shot. Forcing Darren Krupa go up on the toes of his skate blades to accept that shoulder.
That was a bit of a surprise as Kasparaitis let a floater go that deflected off a stick. And Krupa knew he couldn't go down or it might go in the net, so he ended up taking the puck off his chest protector. And then he held off for the faceoff. That was a rather unusual shot on goal. And Darren Krupa coming off that 3-0 loss to the Montreal Canadiens when I thought he really played a strong game. He was the best Sabre on the ice.
29 save performance. We even got to see in the second period the passing abilities of both Darren Krupa and Patrick Roy. Elon intercepted by Mogilny. He turns on the speed. It's Mogilny. Oh, hits the goalpost. And Pilon goes crashing in, blowing off the moorings. Mogilny going for the inches and unfortunately hit the pipe.
Now this is a very poor play by Pilon at the blue line as he tries to pass the puck across to his partner. And Mogilny one-on-one against Fitzpatrick, but why does he stop skating? Now he starts to coast and rips the puck off the goalpost. And Pilon, I thought he might have hurt himself on this play, just crashed into the left post. But you've got to keep skating if you're Mogilny. You just can't coast in on a goaltender like that with the kind of moves that he can make.
Clearly beat Mark Fitzpatrick, but you can't beat the goalposts.
Well, that doesn't even count as a shot on goal.
So we will resume down in the Islanders zone. The timeout as we do some ice repair in front of Mark Fitzpatrick. What a story this player has, the recipient of the Bill Masterton Trophy. His dedication and perseverance in the game, suffering from an illness called EMS, which is a blood disorder. No known cure at this time. Creates swelling of the tissue and fatigue. Sabres back to full strength on the power play now for the next minute and 24 seconds as Andrechuk sets himself up. LaFontaine trying to bat it away from LaChance. Mogilny in to back things up. Krupp immediately clearing it out of his zone. This is the Jim Doyle Ford power play. Zachary Dylon, our first contestant. Package of gifts as LaFontaine set up Swoboda. Point blank. Fitzpatrick off his shoulder. 50 seconds left in the power play opportunity for the Sabres. They're still locked at 1 here in the second period. Andrechuk crosses the line. That is poked by Krug. Andrechuk tries it again. Intercepted by Flatley. Got 2. Volek in there, but Pupa with a big save. Double scoop for the Islanders, and the Sabres goaltender comes up big.
Well, Flatley did not have the speed to pull away from LaFontaine after Andrechuk. As you can see, he had LaFontaine loose on the left wing. Flatley right here now takes a quick look to his right and sees his teammate coming up on the play, and Pupa makes a great save on the shot by Volek. Now look at LaFontaine, just continues to skate, catches up with Flatley, and Flatley just allows Volek to take the shot, but Pupa makes a nice solid stop again for Buffalo. But we saw 2 poor plays at the blue line just a little couple minutes ago by Volek inside the Buffalo line, and that time Andrechuk losing the puck, but the Islanders couldn't score.
Still the man advantage, speaking for the Sabres. Bold taking some time off. Third power play opportunity for the Sabres as Wood is forced back into his own zone. 13 seconds left in the call to Vladimir Malakov. Racing at center, Audette with him at right, going with the wrist shot, blocked by Norton, and the loose puck is picked up by Brian Mullen. Working it into the Sabres corner, and the Islanders are back to full strength. Wood back to Schmeling. Intercepted by Curvers, tipping it over to Turgeon, shooting it, but Pupa with a glove save. Read it again. Darren Pupa keeping the Sabres in the game. We'll be back.
You know, there's real magic in Diet Pepsi. It's got that special aha ingredient. Okay, girls, now what's that magic ingredient?
Niagara, Canisius, St. Bonaventure, and UB battle December 13th at the Festival of Lights Basketball Challenge, Niagara Falls Convention Center.
These are the machines of the 90s.
Fuel injection, overhead cams, polyvalve.
Today's high-tech engines demand high-tech protection. Kendall Motor Oil is specifically designed to provide the ultimate protection against heat and wear under the most extreme conditions. Don't take a chance with your high-tech engine. Use Kendall Motor Oil, formulated to protect your high-tech engine. Kendall Motor Oil, pour in the protection. Kendall, available at these locations.
Pierre Turgeon moments ago coming close as he is Thomas breaking to the net. Look at the quick wrist shot and another big save by Pupa as he continues to keep Buffalo in this hockey game. We're still tied 1-1.
Moving on that wrist shot. Speaking for Pierre Turgeon, another shot accepted by Darren Pupa. Well, shot on goal by the Islanders in this game.
They have had some very good scoring chances here in the second period. Certainly more chances than the Sabres have had.
There'd be more than 12. Does it feel like that to you, Jim?
It sure does, yeah.
Still locked at 1. Curvers flicks it back in. Donnelly rink wide over to Ramsey as Patterson, Presley, and Howardchuk work it out through center. Presley at left. Drop pass to Donnelly. Brister just to the left side of Fitzpatrick. Ramsey keeping the play in. Howardchuk centering it out in front. Presley shot just to the left side. Another fine setup by Howardchuk. Loose puck, Curvers tips it to the line. Islanders break out 2-on-1. Turgeon and Thomas scores. Steve Thomas. And how many times have we seen that set up by Pierre Turgeon?
This is a perfect pass by Turgeon. What a beautiful goal by the Islanders as Thomas scores his 10th of the season. And watch Turgeon make this pass over the stick right here of Mike Ramsey. A beautiful pass, and Thomas puts it into the net by Darren Pupa. Boy, that is a beautiful goal by the Islanders after Buffalo had a great chance on Fitzpatrick at the other end. But Thomas makes it 2-1 New York.
10th goal of the season for Steve Thomas.
Well, he knew what to do, John. As soon as he got the puck, he gave it to Pierre in the neutral zone, and he just headed for the net.
Fontaine can't hang on. Del Garno's shot picked off in flight by Pupa.
Great reaction by Darren Pupa as another quick wrist shot as the Islanders go to the glove side. Buffalo getting careless in their own zone. And look at Pupa, the concentration. His eyes never left that puck. Boy, he was right on top of that play. And the Sabres can be thankful that he's sharp because the rest of the team isn't.
The quarter report issued by the Sabres, 5 home games for Pupa. His goals against, 2.76. 6 away games, 4.30. 2-1 Islanders here in the second period. We're approaching the halfway mark. Loisel and Sweeney battle for the draw. Won by the Sabres. Sloboda comes in on the play as May works it across the line. Brad May working it right in front. A kamikaze run. Trying any way to stuff a goal in.
Well, Brad May getting a step right here as he goes around the check of Norton. And then he decides to barrel his way to the front of the net. And Norton takes him into the goalpost. That was a strong play by Brad May. But a nice recovery by Norton, though, as he got beaten along the boards, but still kept working to get himself back into position to take May into the net. So it's Sweeney at center, May on left wing, and Randy Wood on the right side as the Sabres trail 2-1.
Brad May looking for his first goal since scoring on that penalty shot November 11th against the Bruins. Donnelly working it to Wood. It's turned back by Loisel. 9:50 left to play, second period. 2-1 Islanders. Mullen intercepting that puck and keeping the Sabres at bay down in their own corner. Good checking line here, Jim, with Brian Mullen, Claude Loisel, and Nick Bucutta. Sweeney on the right wing to Wood, who's covered by Pilon.
Doesn't take much to check the Sabres here tonight.
May double teamed off the puck. Trying to keep it in on the line, can't do it. Norton scoots it away from Wood. The Islanders will change up on the fly, as will the Sabres. Outskates Rob Ray and Pat LaFontaine. Sutton across the line. Drop past to LaFontaine. Working the puck in front to Ray, who's covered. Ray working it in front. Bullock intercepted. Pokes it to the Sabre line. Schmeling. Back. It's intercepted by Curvers. On the board, stopped by Malakoff, intercepted by Turgeon, but again, Pupa with a glove save.
Well, Pierre Turgeon seldom slaps the puck. He usually uses a wrist shot, and he has been stopped twice here by Pupa tonight on wrist shots to the glove side. But the Sabres just horrendous in their own zone. And Turgeon, look how he noticed that defenseman going down and shot the puck up high. And that was a play where Turgeon had to make an instant decision, and he usually makes the right one. Many players would have just shot that puck low and bounced it off the defenseman, but Turgeon just sees the ice so well, knows what's going on in front of him, beside him, and behind him.
Going to the face-off left side of the Sabres net. Howard Chuck against Hogue. Schmeling McDonald on dead along the right wing. Checked along the boards by Hogue. Howard-Chuck pops it out momentarily. Picked up by Garno. Schmelik back into his own corner. Ramsey this time. Popped off by Delgarno. Centering it out in front. Hogue couldn't control a bouncing puck. Sabres come back with Howard-Chuck. From the corner, Malakoff takes it from Howard-Chuck. The line is Hogue. 7:58 left in this second period. 2-1. Islanders leading it. Howard-Chuck at his own line. Intercepted by LeChance. Dave Hannon shooting it across the line. Sabres changing up partly on the fly. Gord Donnelly out. Dave Andrechuk along with LaFontaine. Andrechuk working in front for LaFontaine. Heavily covered by LeChance. LaFontaine from behind working it out to the right side. We're going to have a penalty coming up against the Islanders. We come back to fourth power play opportunity tonight for the Sabres. 2-1 Islanders. Second period.
Okay, dog. Roll over. Fetch the paper. Fetch the paper. Big. Say, you should play Take 5. The game 500,000 New Yorkers win every week. Be a winner. Play Take 5 Tuesdays and Fridays.
Dodge announces the perfect truck for work or play. Dodge Dakota. Whatever the job, Dakota has an available 180 horsepower Magnum V6. And for after hours, we really dress Dakota up with over $2,500 in options at no extra charge. Like air, power steering, stereo cassette, and more. Add $500 cash back and your total savings are over $3,000. See your nearest Dodge dealer for the perfect work or play pickup. Dodge Dakota.
Scott LeChance of the New York Islanders in the penalty box. 2 minutes for holding. LaFontaine trying to get something going in the Islanders zone. Good hard work results, and LeChance taking this holding penalty. As LaFontaine is pulled down to the ice, and the Sabres with a chance to tie this game, trailing 2-1.
Joan McCarthy, our second contestant of the Jim Doyle Ford power play contest. Mogilny working it from the corner. Sabres with the best home power play in the league as LaFontaine lets a shot fly. Fitzpatrick flopped it over into the corner. Krupp trying to poke it away from LaFontaine. Howard-Chuck from the corner. Centering it right in front, in and out of the goal crease it goes. And it is cleared by Hogue. Our contestant wins on the Jim Doyle Ford power play. We receive auto service tickets for an upcoming Sabres game and dinner for two, courtesy of Jim Doyle Ford at 3330 Delaware Ave. 1:12 left in the Sabres' fourth power play opportunity. Andrechuk working it back for Swoboda. LaFontaine letting it go back to Andrechuk. LaFontaine controls now. 2-1 our score. Islanders leading it. 6:14 left to play into the second period. Puck is poked by Fitzpatrick. Howard-Chuck making the play down in the Islanders' corner. Mogilny works it out behind the net to LaFontaine. In front is Andrechuk. Mogilny with the puck, leaving it in front for the tip. LaFontaine. It poked back to the slot. Howard-Chuck low shot, tipped by Mogilny, but over the glass and into the crowd.
Now Buffalo got the play that they wanted as Mogilny was parked to the left of Fitzpatrick and tried to slide it across to LaFontaine after Andrechuk tied up two players in front, and the puck may have glanced off the goalpost. Now watch LaFontaine will come around the net to the side. Andrechuk has got two players there, and the puck glanced off the skate of LaFontaine. I thought it might have hit the goalpost, but it did not. Here's the play by Fitzpatrick. Came dangerously close to being swatted into his own net.
Another line out for the Sabres, headed up by Donald Audette, Randy Wood, and Bob Sweeney. 24 seconds left in the power play opportunity. Sabres are forced to regroup from behind their net. Schmeling working it out at center. Along the right wing is Wood and Sweeney, but that is picked up by Flatley and cleared.
I mean, the Sabres, here's an example. They're having trouble just shooting the puck in the Islander zone. Sometimes when things are going bad for you, that's what you do, though. Just get it in their end. Don't do anything fancy and just go to work. Get yourself going.
Wood from behind, checked by LeChance as the Islanders are back to full strength. Sabres stand 0 for 4 so far in the power play tonight in this game, and the Islanders lead it by a score of 2-1. Troop finds an open Turgeon, who is popped by Wood and manages to clear. Icing call against the Islanders. We'll return to Memorial Auditorium after this commercial timeout.
These are the machines of the 90s.
Fuel injection, overhead cams, polyvalve.
Today's high-tech engines demand high-tech protection. Kendall Motor Oil is specifically designed to provide the ultimate protection against heat and wear under the most extreme conditions. Don't take a chance with your high-tech engine. Use Kendall Motor Oil, formulated to protect your high-tech engine. Kendall Motor Oil. Pour in the protection. Kendall, available at these locations.
What is it that makes Molson Special Dry special? Could it be that it comes from a 200-year brewing tradition? That it's brewed from only the finest ingredients? Or that it consistently delivers a clean, crisp, refreshing taste? No. It's that this special brew comes from Molson. Molson Special Dry. The evolution of beer.
John Gertler and Jim Lorenz with you at the Odd in Buffalo. Patterson working the puck just to the right side of Fitzpatrick. Presley along with Hannon complimenting the line. Turgeon finding an open Derek King. Donnelly flipping it back to Ramsey, who keeps it down in the Islander zone. Now it's out and Turgeon breaks in on Pupa. Turgeon, but Pupa holds him. Turgeon again, this time setting it up for Thomas, who shot went wide. And that short flurry cut off by the Sabres. And an icing call. Not the only thing you can do in a situation like that.
Pierre Turgeon with a beautiful play on Darren Pupa. But let's look at the faceoff in the Buffalo zone. Look what Colin Patterson does here. As he comes into the circle, picks up the puck, goes around the net, and ends up with an excellent scoring chance on the Islanders. That was not a good job of coverage by New York. Here's a play by Turgeon. Now right here, now watch Turgeon. Fakes the shot, but look at Pupa. He doesn't budge, or budges very little, holds his position, and makes the save on the wrist shot. Remember I talked about Turgeon doesn't slap the puck too much? Maybe Pupa knew that too.
Rare occasion. Donald Audette, Sabres goal scorer tonight. Working it to Howard Chuck between his legs. Nifty move by Audette, couldn't hang on. Kasparaitis for the Islanders, clearing it through center and right to the Sabres line. Swoboda back to Brad May. 3:44 left here in the second period. 2-1, Islanders leading it. Lead pass to Audette, who controls from the slot area. Donald Audette over to May, trying to get a piece of the puck. Well, that is cleared by the Islanders. Swoboda shooting it back behind the Islanders net. Norton sets up. Gildy out now with Howard Chuck and May. Flatley taken off the puck by Ramsey, and it is shot in by May. Norton tries it again from behind his net. Tipped out by Flatley. Pupa, he pass up to Ramsey, flicks it across the Islander line. 2:58 left here in the second period. Schmelik working it. Whatley checked off by LaFontaine, trailing is Andrechuk. That is blocked by Krupp, and here comes Ray Ferraro along with Benoit Hogue. Ferraro trying to thread the needle. Hogue picking it up, shot wide. Rebound hitting the side of the Sabres net. Ferraro's got it behind. Looking for someone out in front. Krupp juggling a bouncing puck. Ferraro covered by Andrechuk. Hogue finds Krupp. Working the puck behind the Sabres net in the corner. Garneau. Back to the near side as it's kept in by LeChance from the left point.
Well, the Sabres just can't win the battles. Look at this. The Islanders coming up with the puck all over the ice in the Buffalo zone. This is just awful hockey by the Sabres.
Hoopa clearing it out and receiving approval from the fans. Icing call coming up against Buffalo with 1:53 left in this second period.
I'll bet you right now Pupa's saying to himself, I wish I could play forward or defense. I could sure do a lot better than some of my teammates. As Pupa ended up, as John mentioned, clearing the puck out of his own zone because his defense couldn't do it. 1:52 to play here in the second period, and the Islanders leading it by 2-1. To look at the score clock, and as badly as the Sabres have played, John, one shot and they tie the game.
So funny, as we had mentioned at the start of tonight's broadcast about the Sabres' time to reflect and dwell within. Even yesterday after the practice, at a team luncheon over at Shep's, try to create some more unity and togetherness. As Sutton works it out with Wood, 3-on-2 for the Sabres. Wood shot accepted by Fitzpatrick. Sutton keeps down in the Islanders' corner. Sweeney remains high in the slot. Wood goes for the backhand, covered by Malakoff and cleared. Icing call coming up against the Islanders, and that will stop things with 1:23 left in this second period. Gord Donnelly so far with 5 points this year and has done a credible job backing up the Blue Liners.
Well, he sure has, and what he gives back there is a physical presence that the Sabres so sorely need. As Donnelly is a tough customer. 305 minutes in penalties last year for the Sabres. Now being paired with Ken Sutton.
He came up to me the other day and he said, how come you didn't hike my fight with Clark Boy Vin? You see the sticker on the side of the Islanders helmet for the New York Jets injured player, Dennis Berg. He was injured Sunday's game. From the corner, May and Sweeney. Teaming up, Sweeney working in the backhand. Fitzpatrick with a save, rebound, Wood. He couldn't get the shot away. And we are going to have a holding penalty coming up here. Yet another holding the stick call.
Well, that's what the Sabres need more of, though. Sweeney and Brad May this time winning one-on-one battles. And Buffalo ends up with a great scoring chance on Fitzpatrick. And the Islanders take a penalty. Now this is one-on-one hockey that Buffalo won. And the backhand shot is saved by Fitzpatrick. And there's the penalty for holding the stick, Pierre Turgeon. And so with 1:02 remaining here in the second period, the Sabres on the power play with a chance to tie it.
And that means what with the second period, it's yet for another contestant of the Jim Doyle Ford power play. Colleen Dyson, our next contestant. Package of prizes courtesy of Jim Doyle Ford. 3330 Delaware Ave. There are the statistics so far for the Sabres tonight on the power play. Again, the best power play in the NHL at home. Success ratio of some 36%. Not tonight so far. Andrechuk under a minute to play in the second period. Hey, he scores! Dave Andrechuk. Power play goal 16 for Andrechuk, and we're tied at 2.
And Dave Andrechuk's 20th of the season. 19:07, the time of the goal. He tries to pass the puck to the front of the net. Right here. Now watch Andreychuk. Tries to pass it. He picks up the rebound off of LeChance and then throws it between the legs of the goaltender Fitzpatrick. Here's the play as Fitzpatrick, see, he had just moved and he wasn't able to recover and bring the left leg back to the right leg, and the Sabres tie it with a power play goal. Now look at Fitzpatrick, out of position, just cannot recover.
Congratulations to Colleen Dyson, our winner in the Jim Doyle Ford Power Play Contest. Dave Andreychuk with his 20th of the season, tied at 2 with 43 seconds left in this second period. And a 5-game streak snapped on Monday night.
Peter Swoboda and Dale Hawerchuk pick up the assist as Andreychuk scores his 20th at 19:07.
Scored a goal on November 27th. That's the last we've seen of Dave Andreychuk from the goal until moments ago. Tie this hockey game at 2.
Pat LaFontaine seeing action with different line mates tonight. Now out there with Presley and Patterson.
Seconds left in this period. Sutton looking at the Patterson. LaFontaine streaking in. Fitzpatrick using the glass. Bouncing puck. Bowling picking it up. Got Flatley with him. Flatley powers way over Patterson with 9 seconds left. Bouncing puck finds Sutton controlling it from behind the net. Lead pass intended for LaFontaine, and the two teams will go to the dressing room tied at 2. Thanks in better part to Darren Pupa, an outstanding second period by the Sabres goaltender. Coming up tonight in our second period intermission, the Hunt Hockey Journal will have the second period scoring summary and out-of-town NHL scores and second period highlights with Jim Lorenz. 40 minutes of play expire here in Buffalo as our coverage continues tonight on the Empire Sports Network.
Need a break from the hectic world around you? OTB invites you to join us for a little horsing around. With 47 locations throughout Western New York, you'll never have to go far. Experience the excitement of spending a day at the races. Visit OTB today and enjoy the fastest 2 minutes in sports. OTB.
Can you spot the award-winning child seat in this picture? Give up? The Intrepid's child seat is built in. It's kind of like Intrepid's traction control system, anti-lock brakes, or its standard airbags for the driver and front passenger. You can't see them, but they're there when you need them. Intrepid. This changes everything.
Think Tyson is the greatest heavy that ever lived? Watch Joe Louis. Like Sugar Ray Leonard? Wait till you see Sugar Ray Robinson. See them, own them, the greatest fights of the century. Yours to own, yours to keep. Walcott and Lewis, Zale and Graziano, Dempsey and Tunney, Carnera and Bear, and many, many more. Rare dynamic fight footage preserved on state-of-the-art videotape. You can be there for the fantastic fights of the century. Call now to own them. Call now for the fantastic fights of the century on modern videotape for only $19.95. Call now. 2 volumes of the fantastic fights of the century, yours for just $19.95. 2 state-of-the-art videotapes with the fights you've only heard about, yours for just $19.95. But you must call now to take advantage of this special television offer. You must call now.
Call now to order this 2-volume set for only $19.95. These fantastic fights make the perfect gift for faster delivery. Please have your credit card ready. Call 1-800-648-6900, 1-800-648-6900.
I was in Cincinnati, and we were on a 3-game road trip.
I believe we played in Cleveland, and we left Cleveland Friday night after the game on a charter. We barely made it up over the water, and we got a call from the pilot that he was shutting off one of the engines in a little twin-engine prop plane, and we were going to limp on into Pittsburgh. When we got near Pittsburgh, all we could see were flashing red lights. There were lights everywhere, and everybody was buckled in, and away we went. We managed to get down all right and then called for a bus. The bus driver wouldn't take us anywhere until we paid $300 in cash. So Joe Crozier took a little collection up from all the players, and then off we went to Baltimore. We get in at 6:30 in the morning, played that night, and just before the game, Joe said to me, Rammer, play good tonight. He said, I'm sending you to Buffalo. So I was pretty excited, although drained. I was pretty excited about the prospect. I played awful. We lost 4-0. We weren't ever in the game. And he came after the game, sort of tossed the ticket at me and said, yeah, you're flying to Buffalo tomorrow. So that was my first recall up to Buffalo. I had to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning. I borrowed $30 off 3 different players, 10 each. Took a cab from Baltimore to Washington, flew to Buffalo. Luckily, I had enough money for a cab then downtown because there was nobody waiting to pick me up. No message, no information. I walked over to the rink, and the trainer said, yeah, be here around 5 o'clock. And finally, at about 10 to 7, Punch acknowledged that I was there by saying something like, oh, you made it. Good. And we played the game that night against Toronto Maple Leafs. It was actually my first ever National League game. I got 4 or 5 shifts, perhaps, killed 1 penalty, which took them approximately 15 seconds to score their first goal. And that actually was my first NHL game. Then we went off on a road trip. I came back from that. I missed a game with an injury. Then I played the famous or infamous Minnesota game where I scored 3 goals, and we won 3-1, and everything was wonderful.
Empire Sports Network is the source for the best regional college basketball action. On Saturday night, December 5th, the St. John's Redmen invade Memorial Auditorium and take on the Niagara Purple Eagles in Game 2 of our live college basketball doubleheader. The action tips off at 7 when St. Bonaventure battles Canisius. Live college basketball on the home of hometown heroes, the Empire Sports Network.
Let's do it.
Buffalo. Sabres. Hockey.
I love the free wheel and skate.
You talk about quickness and speed. Watch this. O'Gildy.
For all the action, call or stop by the Sabres ticket office or any Ticketmaster location. The Buffalo Sabres. Relentless, explosive, tough, determined.
Holiday greetings from brand names. Extra guests are no problem with a handy folding table and chairs by Mecco. Get a pair of deluxe padded fabric chairs for $47.88. Available in vinyl for $44.88. Matching 34-inch table on sale now for $26.90. Add taste to your morning with Mr. Coffee's 4-cup espresso cappuccino maker. Steam tube froths milk for cappuccino. Lighted on-off switch and removable drip tray. Sale price now at $49.97.
Bring brand names home for the holidays.
So many trucks. So many trucks means so much variety. Right now at your Western New York GMC truck dealer. If you thought GMC trucks were just tough pickups, think again. We've got family vans, sport utility vehicles, and more. Check out the Sierra. So many trucks. The Safari van. So many trucks. The new Sonoma. So many trucks. Jimmy's. So many trucks. And the family-size Suburban. Hurry to your nearby Western New York GMC truck dealer today. With so many trucks, there's so little time.
Steve Thomas at 9:25 of period 2 gave the Islanders a 2-1 lead with his 10th of the season from Turgeon and Curvers. Dave Andrechuk on the power play at 19:07, his 20th goal of the season. Svoboda and Howard Chuck with the assists. Shots on goal locked at 9. Total shots 17-14 after 40 minutes of play. 2 other games tonight to report for you in the National Hockey League, and the Washington Capitals with a 3-0 lead over the New York Rangers. Cavallini, Cote, and Kristich, the goal scorers for the Caps. St. Louis and Calgary at 9:40, about 10 minutes away. Jim Lorenz is next as our coverage continues tonight from the Odd in Buffalo.
Come out with the whole family and share in the holiday spirit at Ziggy and Zon's World.
Over the river and through the woods, but we ain't going to Grandma's house. Introducing the completely redesigned 93 Ford Ranger. Right now, get a Ranger XL 4x2 for just $83.41. Or a Ranger 4x4 for just $12,761. The 93 Ranger, contemporary styling, improved handling, and a more comfortable interior in case you run into Red Riding Hood along the way. See your local Ford dealer today.
All right, Stanley, you're not still using that same old brand? Why, what's wrong? My new Snaz has a lovely lemony fragrance and pretty blue beads in it. Costs less, too. New Snaz is a better deal. Carry on.
Bandages, bandages, bandages. If it's out there, it's in here. The 9X Yellow Pages. Why would anyone need another?
See these glasses? Yeah. They're made by elves with 22 karat gold. Wow. See these holly bears and stuff? Yeah. The elves paint them with those tiny little elf paintbrushes. Really? And then Santa puts his big bow around and poof! The bow turns to glass. Wow.
Holiday's Bow Stemware, beautifully crafted with charming glass bows. Now available at Arby's for just 99 cents each.
Welcome back to the auditorium. 40 minutes of play passed by here at the Odd. We're deadlocked at 2-2, and we have a number of things to show you here in the second intermission. I want to start, first of all, we've been talking about the Sabres losing one-on-one battles, maybe not going into traffic. We'd like to show something to illustrate that. This happens to be Dale Howardchuk on this particular play as the Buffalo Sabres will try to move the puck in across the blue line. Howardchuk, trying to make the play, decides to go back with it. And right here has an opportunity to make something happen and just doesn't take the body. I mean, you can't play this game and expect to win if you're going to skate by guys and start stick checking. But that's just happened to be Howardchuk in that particular case. It's been happening to other players too for the Buffalo Sabres, and that's one of the reasons that they are really struggling here tonight at the Odd. Alexander Mogilny had a breakaway in that second period, went in one-on-one against the goaltender, hit the goalpost. But what we want to show you here, now Alex, when he gets, this is a bad play incidentally by Pilon at the blue line, but watch what Mogilny does. Now right here he knows he's way ahead of everyone, and what does he do? He slows down. Anytime you slow down like that, then the advantage goes to the goaltender. Mogilny has so many moves, and I think in that particular case, the goaltender Fitzpatrick knew that Mogilny was going to shoot the puck. Mogilny had only one option. Even though he hit the goalpost, doesn't mean a thing. It's not even counted as a shot on goal, but a very poor play by Mogilny, who is not skating again here tonight. Now we want to show you a 3-on-1, this time by the New York Islanders. Darren Pupa very solid in goal again in the second period, and New York has had numerous good chances. This is Turgeon. That's Curver's number 28, and Thomas going to the net. As I mentioned during the play-by-play, Pierre does not slap the puck very often. That was the second great save that Pupa made off a Pierre Turgeon wrist shot, that time with the right glove. 2 goals to show you in that second period. The first one by Thomas. Look at this pass by Turgeon. Perfect. Is a 2-on-1 break. Mike Ramsey is back. And look what Thomas does. He does the right thing. Give it to Pierre because Pierre will give it back to me. Watch Ramsey. Right here he commits himself. Look at the soft pass, the touch pass by Turgeon. And Thomas, all he has to do is one-time it by goaltender Darren Pupa. Here's another look at it. Just a beautiful pass. This is having great hands. We refer to that as a saucer pass, and it was executed just beautifully by Pierre Turgeon, and the Islanders led it by 2-1 as Thomas had scored his 10th goal of the season. But then Buffalo got a power play towards the end of that period, and they get a break this time. Andreychuk tries to pass the puck in front of the net right here, and it goes off the defenseman Lachance. Now keep your eye on the goaltender. Fitzpatrick had reacted to the puck going across in front, and look at, we keep talking about the hands and the control of Andreychuk. Watch how he pulls his puck to get possession of it and then put it between the legs of the goaltender. That's just a great goal by Andreychuk. Doesn't look like much, but a lot happened on that particular play. And the Sabres, even though they played terribly in that second period, managed to salvage a 2-2 tie. We'll be back with more from the Odd in Buffalo after these messages.
What a day. Just one more meeting to go.
Man, slow down. We'll get there. Take your time.
Molson Special Dry.
'Cause, man, this is it.
The evolution of beer.
Holiday greetings from brand names. Take the work out of shaving with the deluxe rechargeable cord or cordless razor by Norelco. Adjustable settings provide a comfortable shave every time. On sale now for $84.97. Buy a Polaroid Spectra 2 system camera and get dinner for two at Salvatore's as a special holiday bonus. Features autofocus and visual guiding signals. Get your camera and dinner certificate today for just $79.97.
Bring brand names home for the holidays.
When shopping for windows, it's important to ask the right questions.
Where can I find windows that are easy to clean?
Pella has windows that let you clean the outside from the inside.
Where can I find energy-efficient windows?
Pella outperforms other windows by significantly cutting heat loss and air infiltration.
Where can I find quality window installation?
Pella windows are installed by Pella-approved window experts. Feature for feature, you can't buy a better window than Pella. Talk to the window experts at Pella.
This period of Sabres hockey is brought to you in part by Gulf Gasolines, now with Advent 21 for today's new car engine technology. And by Advantage Ford, created to give you the advantage. And by the Pella Window Store, now in Buffalo and Rochester.
Welcome back, everybody. John Gertler along with Jim Lorenz as we prepare for the third period here at the Odd in Buffalo. 2-2 our score. Dale Howard-Chuck, who incidentally contributes $200 per point to Roswell Park. That is retroactive from the start of the season. He is chairman of Roswell Park and a committee called Roundup. Tonight already with $400 going to Roswell Park. The Roundup portion will be starting pretty soon at Pizza Hut, and it's a situation where your bill, for example, is $9.58. Well, they encourage you to round it off to $10, and Pizza Hut will give the remaining cents there to Roswell Park.
There's a look at Mark Fitzpatrick. Hasn't had much to do here tonight. Buffalo with 14 shots on goal, and Darren Pupa at the opposite end has been very good for the Sabres. 17 shots, but as John was mentioning back in the second period, it seems like many more than that. Most of those 17 have been good scoring chances by the Islanders.
Indeed so. Had word on Duck Bodger. His injury is the left thumb. He has gone for x-rays. So as we take a sweep down on the Sabres bench, no sign of number 8. That happened in the second period, the early goings.
Well, Paul's having a good time tonight. Paul Stewart, the referee. He hasn't had a whole lot to do, although he's called a number of holding penalties tonight, holding the stick, and rightly so.
He's always got time for a smile. The Today Show, was it last year that had a feature on Paul Stewart, or was that a couple of years ago? American-born referee. Presley at his line. Third period action. Sloboda streaking in. From From the corner, LaFontaine covered by LeChance. Patterson in front, score! Presley! Baby.
And the Sabres score another early one here in the third period after Odette scored early in the first. A nice play by Colin Patterson behind the net, and Presley was not covered in front of the Islander goal. Now LaFontaine fights off LeChance. Here comes Patterson, and the play comes to the front of the net. The Islanders allow Presley to move in alone, and he puts it by a very surprised Martin Fitzpatrick, and the Sabres take the lead by 3-2.
So Wayne Presley, who picked up 3 points back on November 14th, and the Sabres lost to the Islanders, marks the goal and gives the club a 3-2 lead here in the early goings. Thomas, scoring opportunity for the Islanders. Donald Odette without his helmet. Shot off the skate of Elon. Picked up by King at his own line. Pass intended for Thomas. Pupa leaving it for Howardchuk, clearing it to center. Malakoff at his own line. Ferraro shooting it in. Islanders will go with a change. Turgeon steps out. Odette flicking it in. Sabres will do the same here as Fitzpatrick works it along the boards, intercepted by Andrechuk, who worked it out. Now play at center with Mogilny. Back to Andrechuk. LaFontaine from the corner down in the Islanders zone. Mogilny covered by Curvers. Still managing to control that puck. Kicking it along with the skate of his blade of his skate, I should say, and clear it back out. Richard Smellick. Sweeney. Oh, intercepted by Turgeon just for a short time. And Turgeon gained control of that puck. Pretty good chance he would have scored. 17:55 third period. The Sabres jump to a 3-2 lead.
On a goal by Wayne Presley, his 6th of the season, from Colin Patterson and Peter Swoboda. 25 seconds into the game. I mentioned that early score by Odette in the first period. Odette scored at 1:20. So Odette, Andrechuk, and Presley scoring tonight for Buffalo. Belgarno and Steve Thomas scoring for the Islanders.
And numbers for Al Arbor, Lauren Henning is assistant coach.
Here's a bad play by Sweeney as he gives the puck away in front of the net, but Turgeon was unable to control it. And a great scoring chance went by the board.
There's another opportunity for the Islanders, batted by Pupa. Wood works it out to center. Troop returns to the Sabre line. Wood steals, finds Sweeney, who shoots it. Fitzpatrick backhand. Back out to center. Swoboda and Donnelly. Sabres on Sunday night against the New Jersey Devils here at the Odd. We'll provide that television coverage for you. 7 o'clock broadcast time on the Empire Sports Network.
Well, Brad May in that game in Montreal, the Sabres lost 3-0. Really tried to get something going for the Sabres in the second period. They have not played well in the first, but he's tried to throw some body checks to get the Sabres to play a physical game, but the rest of the team just didn't follow behind him.
Must have been an enjoyable between periods for this youngster. Finishing off what's left of an ice cream cone. Just outside the face-off circle at center, LaFontaine and Turgeon. Norton from his own line. Back over to King, shooting it. Pupa with a nice save. Swoboda having difficulties controlling that. Finally uses blade of his skate to get it out there to the help of Patterson. Kasparaitis shooting it back down in the corner. Turgeon flicking it to Kasparaitis. King controls, working it out in front. Presley scored at the 25-second mark of the third period. Intercepted by Turgeon's low shot. Nice save by Pupa. Rebound out in front, and it's Presley flicking it out to center. Third period action where the Sabres lead it 3-2. Rivers met by Howard Chuck. A blue puck picked off by Norton. He skates down left wing. Ferraro shooting it behind. Sutton works it back out to Presley. Dave Hannon along with Howard Chuck out there. Curvers. Delgarno from the corner is Hogue with a shot. Rebound, score. Ray Ferraro. Hogue gambled on that one, but Ferraro managed to poke it into the Sabres net.
Well, there's the old shoot it in off the inboards trick, and the winger one times the shot on goal, and I'll be darned if it doesn't work for the Islanders. Here's the play, and the shot coming in from the bad angle. Schmeling not able to control Ferraro, and he taps the rebound into the net. But this was a good play by the Islanders. It's a play you don't see too often anymore, and it ends up resulting in a goal for New York as Ferraro scores the goal.
8th goal of the season for Ray Ferraro.
The puck was shot into the zone by Delgarno, and Hogue is the guy who shot it on the net.
3-3 our score here in the third period. Hogue kept along the boards by Sutton. Jarring it out to Delgarno. Ferraro immediately back to Malakoff. Getting the puck into the corner. Delgarno centering it out nicely. Wood picking it up and skating along with Sweeney. Randy Wood looking to power his way from behind the Islanders' net. Sweeney redirects. May from the left side. In front. Wood getting a piece of it. Fitzpatrick comes in to stop things. This is a regional break. Third period action. With the score tied at 3, you're watching Sabres hockey on the Empire Sports Network.
Do you know something about treadmills?
You mean like for gerbils?
Do any of your treadmills have interval training?
I'm not sure what you mean.
Can you set it up for me in my home?
Not handy with tools, huh?
Doesn't anyone here know anything about treadmills?
Come see the latest in treadmills and fitness equipment at G&G Fitness.
Yes, you've got the Advantage Ford.
Advantage Ford's investment in state-of-the-art equipment and their philosophy of giving the advantage to their customers has made them #1 in customer satisfaction in their very first year in Buffalo.
Advantage Ford was created with one thought in mind, to give our customers the advantage. Advantage is not just a slogan, it's the way we do business.
How about a hat trick of hockey this weekend? Not only tonight, but tomorrow night, the Buffalo Sabres alumni will take on Team USA's senior men's division. 7 o'clock at Buff State. Back on Sunday night against the Devils. Sabres continue the homestand in a flurry of games coming up. Turgeon shooting it wide. Andrechuk. Back to Mike Ramsey going with a slap shot. Fitzpatrick got a piece of that and directed it over the glass and into the crowd.
Well, Mike Ramsey letting the shot go. Uwe Krupp fell down in front of it, and that distracted the goaltender Fitzpatrick. The puck may even have glanced off Krupp. That's what Mike Ramsey is arguing about. He's saying the puck went off Krupp. Why isn't the face-off in the Islanders zone? But it's going to be dropped in the neutral zone with 14:54 to play. Now watch Uwe Krupp fall down in front of the shot. And it glanced off of Krupp and then off the side of the net and up over the glass. So sure, that face-off should have been inside the blue line. So the Islanders get a break on the call.
Group losing his balance, but the Islanders managed to get it out just momentarily as McGillney redirects it in. At the line is Turgeon. He got Volek with him at left. Turgeon's wrist shot stopped by Pupa. Clears it to McGillney, who finds LaFontaine. Skating in for the right wing. Drop pass to Andrechuk with a blast. And that baby fires over the glass and back into the crowd.
Now the quick slap shot, and there's a few people breathing a sigh of relief up in the end goals here at Fiat, because that puck went up into the crowd like a rocket. And everybody was ducking and diving. And Andrechuk let the shot go off the stick of LaChance. Now LaFontaine just lays it for Andrechuk. Oh. And Fitzpatrick is also saying a prayer to himself, I'm sure, on that play.
But there was an empty seat. Elon and Norton from behind their net. 14:20 left to play, third period. Score is tied at 3. Loisel from the right wing. Letting it go behind the Sabres net. Upa working it along boards. Takes a funny bounce. Controlled by Bukota. Another high shot. Loisel. Mullen couldn't control. Bukota now works it. Covered by Hannon. Chuck tips it back out to center. Loisel redirects and puts it to the right side of Pupa. Donnelly couldn't play it. Shot wide. Mullen popped by Chuck. Elon from the top of the slot. Pupa directing that rebound to Dave Hannon, who works with Dale Chuck and Donald Audette. Chuck to Audette right in front. Hannon with the rebound. Chuck back to Sutton. Low blast in front. Chuck digging it out. We're going to get it back over to Donald Audette. Good shift for this trio. Elon takes Hannon off the puck. Audette loses the confrontation to Norton. Sutton keeps it in. Chuck back behind the net to Audette. Covered by Loisel. 3-3 our score. Elon checking Sutton. That is poked by Mullen. At the line is Bukota. Clear, and the Islanders will change them up on the fly. Out steps Thomas Turgeon along with King. May along with Bob Sweeney out. Fitzpatrick works it to Thomas. Curvers, lead pass intended for King. Off the skate of Sloboda, and it comes back in front of Fitzpatrick. The shoot is Sweeney. Now it's off to Thomas. Intercepted by Bob Sweeney. Couldn't keep it in. Looks it back down. Brad May is injured. He's trying to work his way back to the Sabres bench. Decides to stay out. And now we'll have a whistle. 12:08 left. Third period tied at 3. We'll return.
I'm going through some changes now. As time goes by, the things I took for granted just get better all the time.
Introducing Gulf's new Advent 21 formula, an additive so advanced it cleans your car's engine better than ever before.
Some things just get better all the time. Jubilee, you're gonna love what we've got in store.
I really like shopping here a lot. The service is great. The sales are terrific.
It's a beautiful store.
I love their meat department.
I think Jubilee's customer service is very good. People are helpful, they're friendly.
I like that they offer the carry-out service.
I do my banking here also. It's very convenient.
I don't shop anyplace else but Jubilee.
Now, just moments ago, Brad May crashed into the boards, injured himself. Here's the play as he attempts to run Malakoff. And Malakoff fell down, and you can see the expression, and Brad May went in knee first. I don't think he hurt himself seriously, but he shook him up momentarily.
Low shot by Schmeling. Blocked off the stick of Fitzpatrick. Ramsey's play blocked, and here comes Benoit Hogue on its center. Brad Delgarno for the game. Goal for the Islanders. After Donald Audette gave the Sabres a 1-0 lead. Andrechuk to Mogilny. Finds control of it. To the line to Andrechuk. Turned back by Hogue. Svoboda. LaFontaine at the line. Oh, he's hit hard by Kasparaitis. Controls that puck and shoots it in. Svoboda's play intercepted by Flatley. Turgeon and Bolek there with him. Flatley couldn't get the shot away. Back to the slot to Kasparaitis. Checked by Presley. Bolek's shot blocked by Svoboda. Lead pass to Howard-Chuck, who works it with Patterson. Colin Patterson scored 2 goals to New York Rangers in early November. Ramsey's shot tipped by Patterson, was to the right of Fitzpatrick. Good hit by Colin Patterson on Norton. There's a low shot by Ramsey. Rebound to the right side. Good line with Howard-Chuck, Patterson, and Presley. There's a shot. Goal! Turgeon.
Well, Pierre's had about 10 tries with the wrist shot, and look at this beauty as he banks it in off the goalpost to the right of Pupa. A quick wrist shot by Turgeon, his 16th of the season. Now right here, Turgeon takes a couple of strides, uses a defenseman as a screen, and banks it in off the goalpost. I was looking at the sheet to see how many shots Pierre has had tonight. I'll bet you he's had about close to 10 shots on goal. And that was a beautiful wrist shot by Turgeon. He seldom slaps the puck, and he beats Pupa cleanly. The Islanders lead 4-3 with 10:28 to play, and he has been a dominating player tonight. He has been the best player on the ice.
16th goal of the season for Pierre Turgeon, and you're just about right, Jim. After 2 periods of play, Turgeon had 5 shots. A few more here in the third.
He's had at least 3 here in the third, so I was close.
So we approach the halfway mark of this third period. Islanders regain the lead 4-3. Donnelly on the left side of his net. Brad May, who appears to be okay. Getting it back out, the return by Brian Mullen. Randy Wood and Svoboda along with Donnelly. Get it to the line. Back to Wood. Got some speed. Takes the shot just to the left side of Fitzpatrick. Kerber flicking it to Vukota, who clears. And we're going to have an icing call against the Islanders. Ramsey trying to stop his momentum on linesman Ron Asselstein.
Brian Mullen didn't think that was icing. He thought that he had beaten Mike Ramsey to the puck. And now it's time for tonight's trivia question, brought to you by Reed's Jewelers. Which former Islander goalie holds the team record for career shutouts?
Quick to the record book.
So Pierre Turgeon scores the Islanders' 4th of the night, his 16th of the year. Flatley picks up 1 assist. And Norton picks up the other.
Face off right side of the Islanders' net. Andrechuk along with Mogilny. He couldn't hang on. Flatley breaks out with Bolek. Turgeon at center. Bolek's long shot gloved by Pupa. And he'll hang on to that one. 9:33 left, third period. Islanders are leading it 4-3.
Pupa has been very busy tonight with the glove hand. And he snares that shot by Bolek. Turgeon, scoring the goal for the Islanders, now has a goal and 2 assists here tonight.
Face off right side of Pupa. Bolek from the corner. Trying to outbox Kenny Sutton. Kept in by LaChance. Oh, that took a funny bounce to the right side of Pupa. Turgeon working it in front. Cleared by Sutton. Mogilny He's got control. Turns on the speed. Andrechuk in with him. Mogilny to Andrechuk, but he couldn't get there. Hit that puck to the right side of Fitzpatrick.
Good job by LaChance to get back and cover Andrechuk. Here's a 2-on-1 break. I beg your pardon, it's 2-on-1 against Krupp, but look at LaChance coming to the right to get back in time and at least bother Andrechuk. Andrechuk certainly knew he was coming. And the Sabres just cannot convert. Andrechuk with 1 goal tonight here for Buffalo on the power play, his 20th of the season, and his 16th power play goal.
Quarter-way mark for Andrechuk, a 26-point improvement from last year. Howardchuk takes the draw from the right side of the Islanders' net. Thomas at his own line with Ferraro and Derek King. Donnelly is there. That takes Norton off the puck. Islanders control, however. Ferraro tripped up by Donnelly. Howardchuk finding Donald Audette for the game's first goal. Hannon works it across the line. Nice pass to Mike Ramsey coming in, and Fitzpatrick got a piece of that. Ramsey with a rebound. Ferraro pokes it. Howardchuk had it momentarily, but here comes Ferraro along with King and Thomas. Shooting it to the right side of Pupa. From the corner is Ramsey. We work it along the boards. And finally, Stewart loses sight of it, so we'll stop things with 8 minutes and 17 seconds left here in period 3. 4-3 Islanders.
Well, Mike Ramsey was in 1-on-1 against Fitzpatrick as he had moved up on the play. Now, you see, he couldn't really go to his right because Norton had at least cut him off that way. And I mentioned Ramsey. I watched him in the pregame warm-up. Did not shoot the puck well, suffering from a hand injury, and he really didn't get a good shot away on that play.
Starry, starry night. Face off right side of Pupa. Swoboda. LaFontaine working across the line. Drop pass for Sutton that is poked by Hogue. Swoboda now. Back in front. LaFontaine shot stopped by Fitzpatrick. On the move, but Fitzpatrick reads it. Will return to the odd after this commercial timeout. Advantage Ford, created to give you the advantage in all your automotive needs. For a new or used Ford, for the sensational Mustang GT convertible, get the advantage. For service by skilled technicians using state-of-the-art maintenance and diagnostic equipment, get the advantage.
Advantage Ford was created with one thought in mind, to give our customers the advantage. Advantage is not just a slogan, it's the way we do business.
I'm going through some changes now. As time goes by, the things I took for granted just get better all the time.
Introducing Gulf's new Advent 21 formula, an additive so advanced it cleans your car's engine better than ever before.
Some things just get better all the time.
Mark Fitzpatrick set up for the face-off to the right side of his.
He made a great save, John, just before we went to commercial on Pat LaFontaine.
LaFontaine working it back to Swoboda, intercepted by Vladimir Malakoff. Hogue with a long shot off the stick of Sutton. Swoboda working it out to LaFontaine, who eludes a check and controls the puck across the Islanders line. In front is Patterson, and Fitzpatrick stopped that one. Presley from the corner. Curvers covering Presley. Breaks free for a short time, and then Hogue works it back out to center. Svoboda chips it as Kerber settles the puck and works it to the left side of Hogue. Stopped to the line by Schmeling. Nice lead pass to Randy Wood. Back to Sweeney. Trying to get the shot away. Checked by Bucota. Bob Sweeney went down and consequently covered the puck. 6:54 remaining in this third period. The Islanders hold a 4-3 lead, and Bob Sweeney continues to look for some points.
Here's tonight's trivia quiz.
Trivia?
Trivia?
Is it Baba Wawa's?
Trivia quiz brought to you by Reed's Jewelers. Which former Islander goalie holds the team record for career shutouts? And the answer is Glenn Chico Resch at 25 between 1974 and 81 while with the Islanders. I thought he only did that with Detroit.
Well, yeah, you have a tough time there. Sweeney, who had 14 points in his first 9 games, simmered slowly in the second 10 with 5, and as we've mentioned tonight, pointless in 8.
Well, Benoit Hogue, you see standing there, that had a chance to shoot the puck into the Buffalo zone and ended up shooting it into the shin pads of a Sabre defenseman. The Sabres came back down and attacked the Islanders, and that's a simple play. Hogue wanted to make a change. He must get the puck in deep, and he wasn't able to do it.
Cleared in by Bucota. Donnelly touches it, so it'll be a Islanders icing call and a critical faceoff coming up here for the Sabres.
I noticed too, John, a marked change in the Islanders system now. Instead of being aggressive in the Buffalo zone, they have elected to be much more passive. They are not attacking Buffalo like they have, and that usually ends up being costly to a hockey club. Still plenty of time, 6:44 remaining. Islanders with a 4-3 lead. They are not forechecking as aggressively as they have most of the game in the last 3 or 4 minutes.
Islanders will play the Capitals tomorrow night at home. Capitals with a big 6-1 lead now over the New York Rangers in the third period. Sabres again playing the New Jersey Devils on Sunday night here at the Odd. Boisel to Bucota. Putting it down in the corner, again trying to stage one of those plays that Benoit Hogue was successful at doing. Ray Ferraro finishing it off. Bucota. Well, Donnelly will clear it through center and back down into the Islanders corner, and we're going to have a Sabres icing call here.
Well, as soon as I say the Islanders are not aggressive forechecking, Bucota single-handedly goes in there and causes all kinds of problems for the Buffalo defenseman Donnelly, and he ends up icing the puck. Uwe Krupp, plenty of ice time tonight for the Islanders. Watch this play behind the net by Bucota. This is a one-on-one battle again right here against Gord Donnelly. Bucota is a tough guy, goes in hard, and look at this, just fights off Donnelly and comes up with a puck.
Pierre Turgeon leads the way for the Islanders to the right side of the Sabres net. LaFontaine wins the draw. Svoboda controls. 6 minutes left in regulation. Islanders leading it by a score of 4-3. Sutton from center, right to the line, and the Sabres are caught for offsides.
David Volek had an excellent season for the Islanders last year with 60 points, 18 goals, 42 assists. He was, of course, born in Czechoslovakia. In his rookie season, he made the all-rookie team.
Not a happy camper at the start of the season. One of those contract disputes. And they came out publicly and said, trade me. Scoreless in the first 12 games. Settled in with a reasonable game this evening. Sutton working it to Dave Andrechuk. Scored his 16th power play goal tonight. That in the second period. Flatley on a power Svoboda off the puck. Turgeon controls from behind the net.
And again, John, the story of the game.
Holy little shot.
The Islanders are winning the battle in the corner and getting the scoring chance in front.
Norton including some of the stick antics by Mogilny. Andrechuk finds Mogilny. Cross the line, wrist shot just to the left side. Fitzpatrick. Curver is clearing it. Hannon in his line. Ramsey out at center. Chuck from the corner, centering it up in front. Audette can get a piece of it as he's checked into the boards to the right side of the Islanders' net. That's cleared back out to center. Ramsey redirects. Fitzpatrick setting it up for Malakoff. Tipped by Delgarno back into the Sabres zone. Ray Ferraro racing for that puck. Icing waved off. Ramsey to Sweeney. Hannon. He lost control. Thomas breaks out with Benoit Hogue. Working it from the left side of Pupa. Thomas back to Hogue. Pupa getting a piece of that one. Rebound out in front. Sweeney intercepted by Thomas. Thomas's low shot to Turgeon. He couldn't get control of the puck. Uwe Krupp working it to the line. Turgeon back to King. Nice play, Turgeon. Over the crossbar. I think Donnelly and Pupa got a piece of that one. Goal by King as that rebound came from the corner. And Turgeon again leading the way for the Islanders.
Turgeon has just been dominating here tonight. Anytime he has been on the ice for the Islanders, he has made things happen. And he sets up Derek King for a beautiful goal. Watch this play, though, that Donnelly makes in front of the net. I think he's the guy that made that save, but the Sabres just don't recover. Turgeon gets the puck back, and King is left all alone to tap it up underneath the crossbar, and the Islanders go ahead by 5-3 with 3:31 to play. Just poor play again by Buffalo in their own zone, and it costs them a goal.
Derek King scores his 13th of the season. And in his first real big return to Memorial Auditorium, 77, Pierre Turgeon racking up the points.
Yeah, he has 4 points tonight, a goal and 3 assists.
5-3 our score, Islanders. Loisel works it in. Swoboda back to Ramsey. Rink wide to May. Mike Ramsey drilling it into the corner. Sweeney along with May, picked up by Pilon. Norton out to center. Flatley goes into the corner. His former teammate Randy Wood. David Volek, some time to move. Leaves it in front off the skate blade of Wood. He works it back out. Malakoff immediately turns it as it's set up by Pupa for Ramsey. LaFontaine out with Patterson and Presley now. Along the right wing as LaFontaine covered heavily by the Islanders. Sutton from the left point. Presley tips it into the corner. Loose puck picked up by Presley. Scored at the 25-second mark of this third period. Ferraro works it across. Checked by Sutton, cleared by Schmeling. 2 minutes left in the third period. 5-3 our score, Islanders. And the Bluebirds are coming out here at the odd. We'll return in just a couple of moments as our coverage continues tonight on the Empire Sports Network.
When shopping for windows, it's important to ask the right questions.
Where can I find beautiful windows that are easy to maintain?
With Pella, you have the beauty of wood inside and no maintenance aluminum clad outside.
Where can I find windows with exciting features?
Choose from Pella Slim Shades, pleated shades, and roll screens.
Where can I find windows that fit perfectly?
Pella custom builds windows at its own shop. Plus, there's the warranty and service, too. Feature for feature, you can't buy a better window than Pella. Talk to the window experts at Pella.
What a day. Just one more meeting to go.
Man, slow down. We'll get there. Take your time.
Molson Special Dry.
'Cause, man, this is it.
The evolution of beer.
John Gertler and Jim Lorenz with you at the odd third period. 5-3 Islanders. Dave Hannon from the corner. Sutton. Back to Hannon. Sabres look to get something going here with a minute 40 left. Uwe Krupp halts that attempt. Sutton will try it again to the Islanders line. Tipping it over for Dave Hannon. Leaving it in front. McGillney couldn't get set up in time. Schmeling, slow shot, scores! Richard Schmeling. And I believe the tip-in will go to McGillney. So the buzzing around pays off. And the Sabres come within one of tying it up. 17th goal of the season for McGillney. Watch Schmeling from the left point, and coming into your screen right there, tipped nicely by McGillney through the 5-hole to Fitzpatrick. In McGillney, good positioning, and right between the pads. Well, Alexander McGillney, 17th goal of the season. His 10-game point scoring streak was snapped on Monday night. Brings the Sabres within one. Wood in front to Sweeney. Couldn't get it down on the ice in time. Wood, top of the slot. Sutton. No! Fitzpatrick kicked it with his right pad. 1:10 remaining in regulation. 5-4 Islanders. Svoboda. Back over to Sutton to center to LaFontaine. Under a minute to play. Pupa looking for the call. Gets it from Muckler, the sixth attacker out. It's McGillney. And we'll have a stoppage in play here. Offside call against the Sabres. But check that. It's an illegal substitution as Pupa raced from the crease and didn't get to the appropriate location where it was free for the extra attacker such as McGillney to step out on the ice. You need to be within 10 feet of the bench before you make that changeoff. So Buffalo has called a timeout as John Muckler will try to rally the forces. We will have that face-off out at center ice. So Pupa will be forced to go back to his net. And the Islanders themselves trying to regain a surge here by holding on with that victory tonight, or what will soon be a victory tonight for the Washington Capitals over the New York Rangers. That will give the Caps 26 points and jump them into the fourth place position. Two up above Philadelphia, and we'll find out the results here in 48 seconds, where the Islanders will be positioned in the ever-so-changing Patrick division. Sabres continue in the Patrick division on Sunday night against the New Jersey Devils, and then it's a span of 5 games against the Adams division team, starting with Quebec on Monday night, Boston on Wednesday, and then a home-and-homer with Hartford. Here we go as Pupa looks to get to the bench, but can't do it as Flatley puts it down in the Sabres corner. 40 seconds left. Howardchuk. We're going to have an icing call against the Islanders and a break in the favor of the Sabres. Ron Hasselstein and Lyle Seitz talk things over with 40.4 seconds left in regulation. 5-4 our score, Islanders. Presley got it going at the 25-second mark for the Sabres. Ferraro, Turgeon, and King come back. Fuel the Islanders to a 5-3 lead, and then Mogilny scores his 17th at 18:34. And the Sabres within one of tying it up. Love this face-off to the right side of the Islanders' net. Darren Kupa has gone to the Sabres bench, and a sixth attacker is out. Dave Andrechuk, Bob Sweeney, Alexander Mogilny, Peter Swoboda, Dale Hawerchuk, and Pat LaFontaine. .32 shots on goal tonight for the Islanders, 25 for the Sabres. Here we go, right side of the Islanders' net. Draw Andrechuk, lost it to Ferraro, who tips it back out to center. Mogilny at his own line, 33 seconds left. Shooting it high, takes a bounce in front. LeChance can't score. Mogilny scores! And from that bouncing puck, LaFontaine found net. What a shoot-in by Mogilny. And LaFontaine scores the game-tying goal at 19:33. At this shoot-in that takes a funny bounce off the glass. Fitzpatrick can't control, neither does LeChance. Mogilny's shot picked up and tipped by LaFontaine. Look at the Sabres swarm in front of Fitzpatrick. Leaving Swoboda in there, and LaFontaine finding net. LaFontaine. Held scoreless on Monday night. Scoring 2 goals in Ottawa the night before, one of which a penalty shot. There's the time remaining in regulation. Wood along with Sutton to LaFontaine. Looting a check. Mogilny shooting it into the corner. Wood taking a shot. Fitzpatrick with the save. 6 seconds remaining. Mogilny can't control. King works it along the boards. Sutton stops it, and folks, we're going to overtime. We'll be back. Score tied at 5. Stick with us. Overtime coming up.
What is it that makes Molson Special Dry special? Could it be that it comes from a 200-year brewing tradition? That it's brewed from only the finest ingredients? Or that it consistently delivers a clean, crisp, refreshing taste? No. It's that this special brew comes from Molson. Molson Special Dry. The evolution of beer.
Your good neighbors, Chevrolet Geo dealers, proud sponsors of Sabres hockey, bring you the Chevy Truck Hat Trick. Chevy scores! 93 Chevy S10s, full-size pickups, S-Blazers, Astro vans. Chevy scores! This year's lineup will be tough to beat. Chevy scores! All with dealer discounts to make Chevy trucks the official vehicle of your home team. Chevy wins! Drive home a winner from your good neighbor, Chevrolet Geo dealer. 1993 Chevy trucks, tougher than a slap shot.
Welcome back, everybody. John Gertler and Jim Lorenz. Let's take a look at the third period scoring summary. A surge. Sabres starting at 25 seconds from Presley. Patterson, Swoboda with the assists. 3 straight goals by the Islanders. Ferraro with his 8th at 3:53. Turgeon with his 16th at 9:32. And then Derek King with his 13th at 16:29. Sabres stoke it up. Mogilny with his 17th at 18:34 from Schmelik, and then LaFontaine his 19th at 1933 from Mogilny. Shots on goal. Tied at 14 in the third period. 31-28 in favor of the Islanders. Sabres entering overtime tonight with a record of 1-1-4. And the Islanders 0-1-3. As we get set, ready to go for the 5-minute overtime. Tied at 5. Started out as a lethargic performance by the Sabres. Turned into a pretty good game, and the fans remaining here at the Yacht. That'll be a near sellout at the start. Spotted seats. Speckled the Yacht. LaFontaine and Turgeon torch off this overtime session. Behind the net is Swoboda, intercepted by Krupp. Low shot. Rebound off the skate of Swoboda. Mogilny. Lead pass intended for LaFontaine. Wide. We're going to have an icing call against the Sabres. Scott LaChance, rookie defenseman. Islanders' #1 pick. The Sabres hosted the NHL draft here in Buffalo. Came into this evening's game with a goal and 4 assists. One of the 3 rookie blue liners on the Islanders this year. Historically, the Islanders always went to the Western League to pick their big burly defensemen. But going to the side, not only picking up Scott LaChance, Lincoln-born player, but Malakoff and Kasparidis as well. All 3 of which with international experience. Pick this face up to the right side of Darren Pupa. In overtime, 4:42 remaining. Bob Sweeney, Dale Hawerchuk, and Brad May up front for the Sabres. Turgeon remains with a draw choice for the Islanders. Sweeney flicks it into the corner. Swoboda covered by Turgeon. Sutton lost it to King. Poked by Hawerchuk. May at his line, tipping it back over to Hawerchuk. Long shot to the left side of Fitzpatrick. Norton looks it along the board. Stopped by Swoboda. Takes the shot off the pad of King. Picked up by Thomas. Stopped by Swoboda. Left for Hawerchuk. Puts it into the corner. May works it along. Picked up by Sweeney. Shot blocked by Norton. Rebound Hawerchuk. Couldn't hang on to it. Fitzpatrick comes in on the play. Shovels it to the corner. Schmelik, who pinches in. His backhand is gloved by Fitzpatrick, so we'll stop things with 3 minutes and 54 seconds left here in overtime. Tied at 5. Dale Hawerchuk with a couple of assists this evening, upping his totals to 29. Had a 5-game streak going until Monday night of 6 assists. Mark Fitzpatrick ready from the left side of the Islanders net. LaFontaine, Wood, and Mogilny. The line up front, Ramsey and Schmelik. Back on defense. Draw control. Elon to the line. Delgarno stopped by Ramsey. Loose puck picked up by Wood. Center ice, LaFontaine. Pass intended for Mogilny. Out is poked by LaFontaine. Ferraro puts it back out at center. Picked up by Norton. Delgarno couldn't get any action, so LaFontaine works it from the left side of Pupa. Ramsey rinked wide, intended for Mogilny. Wood is there. Poked by Norton. Back to Schmelik. Leaves it into the corner. Malakoff. Along the boards to Hogue. 3:13 left here in overtime. Tied at 5. Islanders coming in. Hogue shot hit the goal post. Headed. Back out to center to Mogilny. Popped off the puck by Flatley, but Swoboda on his knees, putting it down behind the Islanders' net. Presley keeping a bouncing puck in, shooting it, bouncing in front. Fitzpatrick turns it into the corner. Hammond back over to Patterson. Team up together. Presley is in there, working the puck from the left side of Fitzpatrick. Presley, who scored in the third period, the 25-second mark, taken off the play. Fans want a call. Ferraro clears it through center. Back down into the Sabres corner. Change up for both clubs. Chuck steps out with May. Presley remains up front. Chuck controls, coming into the Islanders zone by himself. Here's Presley! Stopped by Fitzpatrick. Oh, he is hit hard from the left side of the Islanders' net. He came stretching out to save that puck. And a big pile up behind the Islanders' net. Very slow-moving Wayne Presley. Not to just poke it in. Presley right there in the front. Fitzpatrick blocking it.